Allow the children to have the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind. Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't the politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He do they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight from wherever you are watching from. Remember to read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast. Share it, like it, before you finally sit back to enjoy this. Share the broadcast.
Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary.
Carry your money, go carry Olosho in America. For somebody will be jelly or vegetable, 422 million naira. Kasala.
Mayegun lawamo do. Mayegun diary.
Yes.
Ani ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Share the broadcast.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ani ẹ̀sùnra kì í.
Stop cursing us. Stop cursing your leaders. When you curse them, it affects Nigeria. Akpabiole ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. It was Akpabiole. To Nigerians, stop cursing us.
Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́bá bá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa bí. Ani ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ. Mayegun máa bí.
Just so you you know, Koolu is now intending to borrow another $400 million. For what? They want to share it to 15 million poor Nigerians. 2 months ago, $800 million was also borrowed to be shared to poorest Nigerians. Now, from that $800 million, which we eventually heard that was at least almost 800 billion naira, Akpabiole and his gang, they had their cut from it, remember? Now the result of that cut of almost $250 billion from the borrowed money to be shared to poor people, right? They don't buy themselves vehicles as we speak. 160 million naira Toyota Land Cruiser SUV per lawmaker. Multiply it. Motideo. So good morning to you once again, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun and it is live. I know they have continually to tell you in Nigeria that whatever you are going through right now is going to be temporary because you just needed to pay some sacrifices and wait for Tinubu's reform to begin to yield results. Abi, among those Tinubu's reform was when they lied to all of you that world leaders were fighting one another. Who was going to see Tinubu first? In America, the Bobo started with Joe Biden invited Tinubu specially. I said, please, Koolu, when you come to America in September, I want to see you, please, on the side of the United Nations General Assembly, 78th UNGA. They lied to Nigerians, and then they fueled the presidential jets, loaded themselves in it, right? And into America. They said top companies in the world, the CEOs of Apple, CEO of Microsoft, CEO of General Motors, America, CEO of American KFC, and the CEO of American Diapers, for the aged. All of those CEOs, they were looking for Koolu, all lies. That was the day everybody got to know that Akuri Nigalailai is indeed an offering of Layamo. Remember him, the legend. Well, I wouldn't have said anything, if not because something just popped out. And for the first time again, Insider released the memo for what it costs to take over 80 people to New York for 7 days. In September, a report came that some of the African leaders and their entourage who came for the United Nations General Assembly, some of their aides were seen at different, what do you call those ones? What do you call those nude clubs again? That place where you go to and then, they just show you everything. I forgot the name. That they were caught at different strip club. That not just they were caught, they were traced to have spent over $100,000 for just seeing free, what do you call it? Just free naked, sorry, it's not free. Just looking at naked women. Some people didn't pay attention to that. Then like, man. finally, we have now come to know how much it costs to take all of them to America for 7 days. And what did they do in America? What did they pay money for? Take a look at this picture. Now you see this image. That is that is a St. Regis Hotel in New York. You dig? St. Regis Hotel. Standard. This hotel is 5-star hotel. Okay, look at it from outside. All right. So if you now have the presidential suite, okay, for somebody we be saying an empty pangolo, where they just you know what I mean, like it was like an Adimeru anyway. Jopa go to America, it had no value, so they arranged a room that is $30,000 a night for Koolu. So when they wrap everything up, they said the total amount of money to keep all of them there for, it's not even 7 days, for 6 days, was put at $422,850. And you probably will be like, well, is that like, yeah, well, let me remind you, these are the guys who are coming from the country that is a poverty capital of the world, okay, where 145 million of their people are living in a multi-dimensional poverty, extreme poverty. Do you understand that? Not just that. Oh. Then, if you now check where this money was to come from, that kind of tells you how criminal or criminally these guys are in their dealings. Now, in 2012, listen to this. In 2012, Goodluck Egberi's Jonathan's government, they decided that they wanted to promote the local production of wheat. That is, they wanted to encourage Nigerian farmers to grow wheat. So anybody who is importing wheat to Nigeria, they will be charged 15% tax on it. And it was meant to be, it is called the wheat grain import tax. Okay. So, and it was working somehow that if you buy any bread in Nigeria today, the same law says if they make your bread with wheat, okay, so you are going to pay, not just wheat now, even flours and other things, right? You are going to pay 15% in the name of this wheat grain imports and then a wheat grain tax. Now, all of this, they were saving money from it, which means more of this wheat were encouraged to be grown in Nigeria, and they were being grown in Nigeria. So an account was created that the money that will be charged, the taxes that will be generated from those that are still importing wheat into Nigeria, and every sort of things produced with wheat in Nigeria, that 15% tax will go into that place. And that money will be used in helping the local growers, the local farmers, in any way possible, in every way possible. That's the idea behind it. In 2022, last year, Bokwari dipped his hand in that same money in their effort of ripping off everything they could rip. Remember then, whether it is pension fund, or whether it is a domiciliary account or a dormant account of dead people, they were just everywhere, whatever they could get. So last year, Bokwari's government withdrew 60 billion naira from that same account. And there was no account of what they used it for. The accountant general that was later caught to have stolen 180 billion naira. himself said the money probably was misapplied. That was their answer to that 60 billion taken from that account. A special tax account that was meant to support agriculture. That was the same account that Tinubu's criminals designed and developed a memo on to say how they were to pay for Tinubu's and his, and his family and those who were with them to spend 422 million naira in 5 days in a single hotel. Now, see that? But I have the honor to invite Mr. President's kind attention on this preference, on his preference to be quartered at St. Regis Hotel, New York, for the forthcoming 78th United Nations General Assembly, and to inform that the management of St. Regis, New York, has agreed to provide accommodation for Mr. President and his close aides from 16th to 23rd, right? So in furtherance to the above, therefore, the hotel has given up to 12th September 2023 to make 100% payment of the sum of $422,820. Now, if you go to the second page, which is the prayers, where the money was to come from. Number 4, accordingly, Mr. President is humbly invited to kindly consider and approve the payment of $422,828 to St. Regis, New York, through the bank details provided in the memo. The release of $84,464 as the cost of incidentials. Incidential is like a pocket money, kind of, in case of incasity. That's not even part of money they took to there. So it simply means that when you check C, said that the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning make adequate arrangements to effect the release from the 15% wheat grain levy pool account. Most respectfully submitted for your kind consideration and approval, Engineer Debi Yolufunsho. So they went on to take money. There was a tax from grains for their own Olosho and other escapades. Alcohol. Listen to what the hotel charged them for. The hotel was going to charge them for alcohol. They will charge them for escorts. Oyibo, you know what? What's in Oyibo they call escort? I mean, they call Ashewo, Olosho. They call them escorts. Professional name be that. So they said these guys, they made requests for the special Nigerian and then some Jamaican special Olosho, special escort to be supplied to all of the rooms, including alcohol, drugs, and every other thing that they could get. Or whatever you can think about. And they were there to what? To bring investment to Nigeria. Abi, as you are praying, may Tinubu succeed. Tinubu in New York and the rest of that, until it disappeared to Paris. $422 million, naira. For what? For nothing. Okay. Now, the same Tinubu and gang, who are also looking for anything and everything that they can either sell or use as a collateral in their borrowing spree. The same Tinubu, say now 2 months remain for 2023 to end. I just thought I should remind you. You only have 2 months left before 2024. Now, you see these criminals, they are not talking about their budget of 2024 yet. But as we speak, they are already talking to the World Bank to borrow them $1.5 billion, which is 1.5 trillion naira. Money they want to use to balance their papers, to balance their accounts for 2023. So they needed that quick, sharp. And as you are watching this video, the money is already being created to be shipped down for Tinubu. Before Bokwari left and handed over to Tinubu, Bokwari already begged this World Bank for $800 million loan. Now, that $800 million, according to Bokwari, was to be shared to the poor people in Nigeria. But he didn't have the chance of collecting the money and looting it before Tinubu came in. So when Tinubu came in, this was just about 4 or 5 months ago. So when Tinubu came in, the money arrived. Remember, the Wiri just removed the subsidy, shouting subsidy is gone, subsidy is gone. Abi, it was around that time the money arrived. Immediately they got the money, and the rest of them got the news of the arrival of the money. Everybody brought out their own plate and spoon. And this issue of sharing it to the poor Nigerians, no. We have to have a chat about it. We need to share it to the poor lawmakers first. That was how they collected 250 million from that money, converted to 250 billion naira. Now, the same criminals who collected that, Tinubu has now applied for his own fresh money. You know, say that $800 million was Bokwari's money. They don't share them. Some of them don't go buy cars. Take a look at this. This is the 2023 Toyota Land Cruiser that is given to every lawmaker in the states, in the House of Representatives, what have you, yeah? According to Akpabiole, they needed to settle all of these new lawmakers who are homeless, very poor, and all of that before they can do their jobs. Now, the outcome of that is this 160 million naira each Toyota 2023 Toyota Land Cruiser SUV. 360 of this SUV on your screen has been delivered to all of the 360 House of Representative members. So if you multiply 160 million by 360, let's even just put all of them in it right now, you will get 57 billion 800 and something, or 86 million or so. Now, that is just partly from what they got from the subsidy remover for the hardship that they needed to cushion. Labour Party collected, APC collected, PDP collected, APGA collected, YPP collected. Every one of those political parties that has a member in the National Assembly collected this jeep. There's yet to be a single one of them returning it as that's too much. Because we also heard from that 250 billion they collected from the subsidy money themselves, the Akpabiole as the Senate president, it was to be bought, they were to buy him bulletproof SUVs, okay, that will serve him in Uyo, in Lagos, and Abuja with 1.2 billion naira worth of vehicles. It was from the subsidy money. So it was also from this same subsidy money. His own counterpart, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, also cornered a contract of over 9.5 billion naira from subsidy money. So this was the first bazaar. Now, Tinubu is asking for half of that. Remember, they initially said they were going to give you 8,000 naira each for 6 months. Then you rejected it. Now, 8 kobo, I know they get. They now changed that to those who are workers. Instead of increasing your minimum wage legitimately, they decided to play a fast one. And what is that? They said they will add 35,000 naira to all the salaries of the federal workers. So, you will get that for 6 months. After that, you go back to your normal. Or you would have to go and protest for, please, do us another 6 months. it is all gradual. So Akpabiole was talking to the people of Ogun State. He was telling them about what APC would do for them, which they haven't. And part of that was that in Jesus' name, all of their roads will be completed. People shouted amen. Then he said they should pray that every time you curse your leaders, every time you curse them, it is affecting Nigeria. Can't you see? That you should be praying for them. Okay? So that God will touch them. God will guide them. Give me 1 second. I needed that. I didn't know I've spoken for like about 26 minutes anyway. So that you should be praying for them. And the people there were just like, okay, we'll pray for you. You are going to pray for criminals that whose job is to perpetually, impoverish you, so to say. So Nigeria is wallowing in the what do you call it? In the abject mystery that APC Egbekegbe represents. And at this point, if you need a soothsayer, or you probably need somebody to come and convince you that this guys means no good, and the end result will be more calamitous than whatever you have seen, right? Then, I don't know how thick you are, but I'm going to take a quick break. Somebody will help me do an interval explanation, something that is a little bit relative and non-relative as well, unrelated as well. So, listen.
Tinubu cannot prove all that Buhari did in office. So, we mean that we are not going anywhere. We are not. That is why all the people that Buhari put in place, they are still acting as if Buhari is in charge. They are not even bothered. Because they know that Tinubu will not call them to question. They know. In fact, with the baggage Tinubu is carrying, does he have the temerity to call anybody for probe? He won't try it. That is why I've been telling people that we are not there yet. All this noise that let's give him a chance. Which chance? You have seen the handwriting on the wall, you are still waiting. Which chance? It's unfortunate. They wrote a letter to the in fact, that day, heads would have started rolling in that organization. Why do you think that Nigerian Airways cannot fly? Is that not this type of thing? 8 billion naira. These are not outsiders. These are people that are working with the DG himself. They are in the same office, so they know everything. They are the ones approving the voucher, so they know what they are talking about. It's not as if it's a PD person who wrote the petition or Labour Party person. These are insiders. Yet, it has been swept under the carpet. Not even a word. Not even a word. Festus of Kiyamo left what is happening in his ministry. And he's discussing issues that don't concern him. Talking about speaking from both sides of his mouth. The same man he was prosecuting years ago for certificate forgery is now supporting him, claiming that what has been done better between that time and now. Is it not the same certificate? That will tell you that we don't have men of principle. We don't. Precious. This thing is deeper than you're seeing it. It's deeper. But let me tell you. You know, people have been talking of Rwanda. Every time they say Rwanda, one journalist, one broadcaster was talking about mosquito and cockroach. One core problem in Rwanda was not about any propaganda or hate speech. It was not. It was because of this type of thing. The Belgian masters took the Tutsis as their own. They empowered them. They placed them in places of authority in Rwanda. Because the Belgians believe that the Tutsis resemble them in their color. They have the same color. So they empowered them. Meanwhile, the Hutus who said that, but we are the same country now. These are, why are you putting them above? You are giving them everything. What is our own? That was what caused the problem in Rwanda. When they could no longer tolerate it, they don't have anything. They can't get jobs. They can't get contract. They got annoyed and said, okay, let us destroy everything. That was what happened in Rwanda. That was why the Hutus went angry and started. They will not go and study water. And let me tell you, anywhere where there is injustice, where there is nepotism, where there is discrimination, go and check what happens to such a country. Go and check. It's a question of time before people start reading meaning into all these things and say, okay, so we are now slaves in our own country. They will not look at all this. People have been writing, people have been talking. Nobody will pay attention. Nobody. Until when it will become a problem, they will now look for one scapegoat. It was this journalist who was writing. It was this general presenter who said something on radio. Meanwhile, the real issue that is going on now, that is happening, nobody will talk about it. How can you be in a country where you cannot get any good job, even though you are more than qualified? Then they will take somebody who is not even qualified and put as your head. How come? Will you feel happy in that country? Will you be patriotic in that country? It's not even as if the people that are placing this authority, they are qualified. It's not as if they know anything. It's just to see that they will be chopping money. Is that not why Nigeria is where it is today? All the people that Buhari put in office, if they are really experts in their field, Nigeria will not be like this now. It's like they just put them there, go and eat money, go and chop money. Look at Ajokuta Sea Complex. Look at how much we are spending there. Over 10 billion every month. Meanwhile, nobody is doing anything. Nobody.
All about Ajokuta, we see the pay salaries of
refinery that are not working. Go and see who are there.
We're still paying the salaries. Wasting billions and billions of naira.
These are the things that will really agitate the mind of anybody who loves Nigeria. If you truly love Nigeria and you are hearing all this, how can you be happy? I said our own airspace, this Nigerian airspace, whatever. The man there, benefits, who was there before they did, he said 70% of their staffs don't have a need to. They all read Islamic studies, and they brought them there. The man is alarmed. So what are they doing? Islamic studies, religious studies. What are they doing with aerospace? They will just bring them there with letter. All of them free the place. The man raised the alarm, and we immediately said that we not pay, so they remove him and put somebody there. So is that how to Nigeria will work? Round peg in a square hole. Look, I don't know what has happened to Nigeria. I'm telling you, airspace, real science and technology. You are bringing religious studies graduates. What are they coming to do there? The same thing with NNP. Go and see. Some people just in a week they won't even come to work. If they come, it's around 12. They just sit there in the office, make phone call, carry girlfriend. The day is over. They just go until the month is over. They collect fat salary, and you are telling me that Nigeria will work under this condition? Everywhere nepotism. If they don't want any other person to be in Nigeria, let them tell us. But for you to impose yourself and turn other people like slaves in their own country, there can never be peace in such a country. It can never be. Go and ask anywhere, it can never be. If you are not equal in your own country, then where will you be equal? Is it in another person's country? Tell me. The people that are even placing above you, if they are qualified, you say, okay, they merit it. But when you see people who don't even have anything to offer, nothing, they don't put them there. After you have done all the work, they just sign. As Oga. They just sign. That's what they don't. They only do sign every report. Sign every. You go and do all the work. Do all the rack your head. Do everything. After doing, you bring it. You will not read it for them. They will not sign. That's all. That's why he's the Oga. Please tell me any country that moves forward under such a condition. Mention one country. So the problem is deeper than this. You don't mention the aviation industry and anything. How about other ministries?
Yes.
Other ministries.
Even mines and steel. That was okay.
So it is a very big problem. People are asking, how did Nigeria get the this is how it got here. When we put square peg in a round hole, that is where we go where we are today. The real experts, the real people who are qualified, nobody gives them job. Nobody gives them job. They can't even come near as long as they don't belong to a certain ethnic group or region. Nobody gives them job.
All right, Mr. Darlington. So in this case, now what you think go be the way forward, especially as Oga President is supposed to be work to make sure say people see say they really show working. So what you think be the way forward?
Pressure, nothing will happen. No, nothing.
Because
happen.
I just wait for media houses to
Nothing will
carry
happen.
this news. No media house don't carry them yet. So just be like say we just be silent
I
about
said
that.
not only one paper. I think it's not Punch or that wrote it when the news broke.
And that's all.
Nothing will come out of it.
And it's supposed to be trending. We're supposed to be
now they have killed it now. They have killed it too. They have a way of killing that. Why do you think they have a social media rat? All those they will kill it. But God call media houses, please don't let this thing see the light of day. If not, this thing should be front page in all the newspapers. But they have killed it. The so-called Lagos Ibadan press, they have all gone comatose. They can't talk now. They can't talk. This is where something they should be raising, but they don't want to embarrass Tinubu because it's his government now. They say that this corruption is happening under his watch. Is that not what they are avoiding?
all right.
Can Nigeria survive like this? That's my question. No, even if you try to pretend and cover, but when the pregnancy is up to 7 months, you can't cover it again. All these things are what is building up into the hatred for the country. All these things that is what is building up in the minds of people. Tomorrow you now ask yourself, how did Nigeria get here? How are Nigerians not patriotic? How are Nigerians so they don't like their country? How can anybody be happy with such things going on? How?
All right.
How?
All right, Mr. Darlington.
A very big question from Sir Darlington there. Abi, that's what they usually ask you. Why are you not patriotic? How could you see all of these things going on and then pretend that they are not happening? Because that's the only way you can pretend that everything is normal, by pretending that they are not happening. So how? When people are hoping that things are going to get better, but you know that the actions of these criminals is going to get things worse. What do? You keep telling people that it's going to get better, helping them to assure them that it's going to get better, but when you know things can't get better this way, today they float the naira, tomorrow they want to back the naira. All of these are their own way of releasing Nigeria money to themselves. Authorities stealing. Do you know that their subsidy is back too, yeah? At least you know that. Their subsidy is back. So which means you are going to be spending trillions of your naira that you don't have on fuel subsidy, because it is what they will use to blackmail you again. And who do you report them to? Nobody. Abi, is there anyone to report them to? Anyone to checkmate them? No, nobody. So it's more or less like you have been so trapped in this. And if you accept to have been trapped in it, then what do? You begin to adjust on how to cope in it. And that's exactly what APC, Egbekegbe, will do to a lot of you. Until you can no longer cope anymore. Until you can no longer lie to yourselves anymore. These criminals don't mean well. I'll say it from the mountaintop. I'll say it from the loudest of the loudest hilltop. And I will never mince words. Their actions are enough to tell me what the end goal would be, at least if I am not lying to myself, like some of you would continue to anyway. I knew that the American trip was just for photo op, but it didn't go according to plan. I didn't know that they went to America, took all the forex they could take, and they took over $1 million for a jamboree that came back with zero return. So when you live like that, and you lie to your people by saying, oh, I'm bringing, I'm doing this to bring investor. Let me tell you part of the things that Tinubu and his gang don't want you to know. Normally, if you change government in any part of the world, okay, what you will get is interest from different kind of countries and their traders. So they want to see what you have, and they want to offer you what they have as well. So that is when you see them rushing you. Everywhere they could get a hold of you, they will rush you. If you go to any international gathering, they will trace you down there and try to kind of shove their cards in the pocket of your entourage to say, can we have a meeting with him? Can we have a meeting with him? But you see the difference between Tinubu and the rest of the world, as it normally is that Tinubu no get legitimacy. He has no legitimacy. He stole an election. He rigged an election and now used the same system to suppress investigation of such. And it's more or less as corrupt as their judiciary is, there is not going to be any case. Now, that is not telling a good story to the rest of the world about Nigeria and Tinubu. The rest of the world knows Tinubu very well. From the moment and the day he declared that he wanted to be president, the rest of the world knows him. But what the rest of the world was not expecting was that Nigeria will allow a criminal, a drug lord, to become their president. Is the shocker that some of this world, the people are actually trying to process. You may not see it that way. If you are one of those their ass lickers who are living in denial, the world knows Tinubu. It's not you that's going to tell them. Even if you are lying to them, they know. They're just wondering, like, how could they let that happen? Like, how is that even possible? So he rigged, and you let that happen. You did not shut down the country, chase away the electoral body and all of that. So the world was wondering, was he going to be sworn in? Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't. No, it won't. They won't. Oh, it would. Then he got sworn in. Around that time, the rest of the world sees Nigeria as a unserious country. Like, forget that. If you have any shady deal, any crooked deal, the ones that you won't probably let your government even know about in your home country, then you can go and deal with Nigeria. Because Nigeria is now being ruled by mafias, career criminals, certificate forgers, manipulators. You get it, right? So you won't have any problem mingling with them if you want to deal illegality with the people in government. Now, you can't have your legit money and take it to Nigeria to go and deal with illegitimate people, which means your money will be gone and even your life. So you have to weigh your option. Instead of the world to be rushing Nigeria now, and Nigeria can't try beg the world to sit Tinubu as a president. They are spending so much money on PR all over the world right now. I have told you, what you saw on the BBC, that is just the start. You are still going to see article on Time. You're going to see article on New York Times, Abi, Washington Post, Washington Times. You're going to see it in Financial Times, London, Financial Times, London. You will see all of these articles in so many other major languages around the world, promoting Tinubu, paying money to their media to help them tell their audience about Tinubu. Do you see the difference? Nigeria will have to spend so much money to launder the image of Tinubu so that at least it can have a chance of lifetime taking photos and taking pictures with real world leaders and with the right amount of money. Trust me. You can sit down with Joe Biden. But for the rest of Nigerians who are all over the world, who have to carry that stigma, that tag of a narco state, that tag of a forger's country, narco country, you would have to carry that for the rest of God knows. So Tinubu and their actions are never going to bring any development to Nigeria. I don't think you understand what that simply means. Nigeria needs what you can call the flood of FDI. Maybe I should make you understand something, right? Nigeria is in a deep hole. Nigeria is bankrupt. These guys cannot do anything right now without a real direct investment to Nigeria. Now, if we are talking about like how much are you talking about here, Mayegu? For Nigeria and Nigerians to come out of the hole, not that everything will just plumb straight away. Nigeria needs a very constant, non-stop, direct investment that is not less than $300 billion from all over the world. Like people will bring over $300 billion from all over the world. They will bring it into Nigeria. Invest heavily in invest heavily in your power generation, which is your electricity. Invest heavily in your infrastructure, road, rail, air, and sea. Invest heavily in your manufacturing sector. I'm talking about like you have a constant for the next 5 years. Nigeria attracted. Do you know how much Nigeria attracted under Buhari as foreign direct investment to Nigeria for a whole 8 years? This Olori Buruku APC, Egbekegbe took Nigeria into negative. Buhari attracted less than $80 billion investment into Nigeria. Who is going to come and invest in an unsecure place in the first place? Who is going to invest in that except somebody who is coming in to come and take whatever they can take, pay whatever bribe they can pay, and just go out there and then continue to smile to the bank, not come in there to do anything that is permanent. Have you not noticed that? Nigeria financial record, international financial rating entered negative. Do you want me to explain what that means? Nobody wanted to invest in Nigeria for real. These criminals themselves, who are trying to partner with some of their other money laundering partners from around the world, those ones they pretended to say, oh, I'm bringing somebody from Kuwait. Kiniko sugar from Kuwait. Meanwhile, it's about money laundering. The money they stole from you. They launder them through those places. They bring them back as foreign investors. Okay, come and invest $100 million. Come and invest $20 million. Come and sign a contract of $10 million. A country that is supposed to be an economy that should be over $1 trillion, if not $10 trillion, if well managed. Nigeria became a country that is wallowing around the $400 billion economy. Okay, and that same $400 billion economy, these Olori Brukus are celebrating contract of $10 million, contract of $100 million in an economy of over $400 billion. An economy that is originally worth over $10 trillion if it was well managed, though. But because of its mismanagement, the ruinous criminals who have been in charge of it, right, for decades, they ruined it to the point that they handed them an economy of over $500 billion in 8 years. That economy shrank. And that's exactly why the effect of poverty you see today, joblessness you see today, insecurity you see today. Yeah, the economy shrank straight to 350 billion. Businesses died. That is the legacy of these rogues. So they reduced Nigeria to a beggarly country, a country that just cannot do anything. Even to say you have a welfare state, a welfare system that is built on begging. They beg for money so that they can share money with interest. Economists from Nigeria, Nigeria economists, the Olori Bruku with a certificate, you know, they have all these paper certificates they carry about. Do you know what it takes to become an MSc, Uda? Do you know what it takes to be a master? Before I hand my doctorate to kill you, dear, I want shiri. Economic doctorate, they have all the titles in the world, okay? But they are a bunch of criminals, bunch of rogues that I easily called, or I kind of love to call the chancers, the opportunists. So they shrunk Nigeria economy and they started celebrating mediocrity. Now you have this Koolu there doing the same thing, telling you what you want to hear. But in reality, everyone is shocking. You cannot lie your way through that. Nobody's going to bring their money to a country led by a drug dealer. You have no idea what that means. It simply means that once they can see, is this your own, is that him? Is that the guy they, oh no, fuck it, man, no. Nobody's going to bring their money to Nigeria. Nobody. And therefore, these rogues will need to continue to look for where they can get free money to borrow, and then they print more money, and then they can continue to promise you what they would never do. So since nobody is going to bring their money, it is just going to be what? Just take care of Tinubu and his gang with your blood and sweat and everything, and possibly your lives, until they are gone. They will take from wherever they can take. And they can always come back to kind of, try to blackmail you or gaslight you by telling you that you should not curse them. Now your curse, they affect them. These curses did not affect them to run mad when they touch your money. Your curses did not touch them to die of cancer or die of something that will just take them away sharp. Every time they touch your money. But it is when it is time for them to actually run a country like normal human beings, where the real money, the right resources are dedicated to the right causes, and the results are monitored and followed. They did not. It's only when it is time for them to do the right thing that somehow, your causes, they affect them. Do you see that kind of reverse psychology? It's your fault. All these things that every small thing you'll be cursing and cursing us, it's not helping. You need to be praying for us, because the reason why all your causes is making us to what? To steal. Your causes is making them to what? To loot and then become clueless when it comes to your own development and safety. But money they miss. They are experts in looting. They are experts in this authority stealing, So your causes didn't make them run mad when they touch your money. And that is why you should never by any means buy that. I'm going to go to a bit of a throwback between Show and one of the rogues under Bukwari then. You remember this?
Minister, you know what fella said? Say, take me to court, I will open book for you. Yes. Yes.
The final you to really have stuff on ground, right?
For mentoring also, he needs to be mentored.
No, not by you. So, what experience are we talking about? Experience in stealing, assassination. That's kind of experience that destroyed this country. I don't want that kind of mentoring. I don't want that kind of experience. This country doesn't need that type of experience.
You know the electoral process in this country, highly monetized.
Yes.
You want to become president.
Yes.
You have to campaign 774 local governments.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
36 states, including Abuja.
Yes.
How much is your what?
It's not going to be about money this time around. Money failed them in 2014. Jonathan had the biggest war chest, and he can testify to that. They are revealing them now. They were distributing money to traditional rulers in dollars. But could he buy them the presidency?
Right?
Eventually, Buhari won supposedly based on his integrity.
Yes.
He was the poorest person supposedly to have won the presidency. He told us he would declare his asset. The man refused. See, today, he will be the strongest political coalition of all times. We are doing movement politics. The parties that are working and talking together will come out and will kick out the behemoths of APC and PDP, the people deceiving people, and the people I like to call all past criminals. You see that when they release their list, they remove Obani Koolu's name. That is part of the hypocrisy we are talking about. They are fighting corruption, they are deodorizing their members and criminalizing people who are not members.
What do you make
Didn't Obani Koolu carry 5 billion to go and rig election in it? Why is his name not on their looters list?
Yes, sure. The final thing from me, what do you make of the initiative by former president of this country, OBJ, the third force,
there's no yes
in respect of your quest
to become president.
What is motivating you? What is inspiring you?
So his
Like I
is politically motivated.
No, it's not politically motivated.
The presidency is for people that give
No, you see, that is part of the cockiness and arrogance of power we are talking
Go
about.
and start from being a councillor.
No,
Go and start from being a
you
councillor.
see, sir, I will be
Who will
president.
make you president?
You see, it's
You will be president of your Ife.
no, I'm not from Ife, sir. I'm a Nigerian.
Over to your London.
Ibila Wasa. Please let us go back on air. You know, don't let him escape.
Escape to where?
Let's go back on air. Let's bring our ideas. I are playing God. You are the one saying that somebody is irrelevant. You are the one saying that somebody is irrelevant in Nigeria. Did you pay for the airtime?
The rubbish is coming to say here. You want to become president? President my food.
No, you have not been humble today.
No, but you are.
By telling me that I'm inconsequential. No, by telling me that I'm inconsequential, you are rubbishing my generation by saying that I'm inconsequential and calling me a dreamer.
Yeah, the quest by young Nigerians, this idea of not also incumbent upon you as a publisher to get back to the affected party.
We do.
Reactions.
Like I said, we do, but they don't react until they get into trouble.
Yes.
I have your telephone number. You know, I published. No, I called you. I did call. I sent you text messages even before now, but because you think I'm inconsequential, you ignored me, and you repeated that today.
I don't have your number.
You do.
I don't have your number.
You do have my number because you actually sent people to me to call me. Yes, because you don't want to use your phone number to call me. I will make.
I don't have a
Mr. Karim called me. The guy, and he said it's beside you because you don't want to use your number to call me. Because you know all of you are being recorded.
Karim called you.
Yes, and he said you are next to him.
Karim called you only after you had published the
And I didn't publish a rubbish about you.
Did.
No, I published facts about you. You have.
I consider also taking you to court.
Oh, I'll be happy. You know what fella said, Baba? Minister, you know what fella said? Say, take me to court, I will open book for you. Yes.
That was 4 years ago, well, over 4 years ago now, or thereabout, when one of those arrogant criminals, one of the beneficiaries of the first term of Bokwari, he later became an activist too, when he got dropped and he got played in your politics and none like that, okay? I just thought I should drop that in between to remind every one of us that, you see, doing things, same thing again and again and again and expecting a different result is considered as symptoms of lunacy or madness. Sure, you get that, eh? Like somebody we know well. Now, if you pay attention to all these criminals and what they do and how they go about it, and the resultant effect of that is that they leave the problems, okay? They leave the issue, and they pay more attention to people's reactions to the problems. So in the course of trying to fight off people's reactions, the problems continue to grow or fester. And at the end of the day, become a real big issue. Now, because they've never taken responsibility ever, so they will still come back and then blame you for distracting them. I have seen it happen many times, and I've seen people who have lost everything because of these rogues and all of those paid sellers to lie to you or to shout you down. Shut up your mouth. Shut up. Just go and complain to another person. My friend, get out of here. You know, all those people that will continue to shut you down, right? I have seen it happen many times. But I have also seen a real shift from people helping them to give excuses to calling them out and even determined to go after them. And I just believe that that shift is a shift into the right direction. The more you know, the more you should be determined of what you really want or what you don't want. There is no future for anybody in Nigeria. So you would either have to fight for it and die trying Fighting for it doesn't mean that you're going to get it. I'm fighting for my future. Go and see how many people they fight for their future in Oshodi. Go to Aba, go to Unewi. Go straight there to Kano. Or go to all those popular cities where people, they chase their dreams. And they will never, ever, ever meet that dream. Because the system is programmed that way. Share you get? And it shouldn't have been that way. But with the right information, armed with the right information, you begin to see the pattern. And as time goes by, you begin to see the relevance of all of the nonsense they use in the kind of distracting you. Things like tribal supremacy, ethnic supremacy, religious supremacy, and every other nonsense that make you feel like because of who you are, where you come from, or whatever you do makes you better than the next person who is not fortunate enough to come from where you come from. That illusion, the moment you outgrown that, once you outgrow that, trust me, we are shifting to that right direction where people will begin to be like a no. And they know it. They do, they know it. They said, and they acknowledged that the type of information that are available on social media, they call them unvetted. Let me tell you the danger of this unvetted information that always just land on your laps every now and then. So many of you, they are nothing. You see that memo where they decided to steal money from the grain levy account. Usually, you see that memo that they kill people for them. Thank God for social media, or thank Onyubos, or thank the inventor of social media and the internet. There are memos that can get people killed. They are called secret memo. They are not anymore. And they spend so much that you see that single memo that just came on your screen like that, just like that memo that stopped the war in Niger Republic. So this generation, you will never understand what that simply means. Back in the days, such memo would have either been killed at the production. What's the record that thing? At production level before it gets to the editor. Publication, before it gets to publication. Editor's table. That is where, and that, stories like that made so many people powerful editors of different news media in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s. Almost they killed Delegiwa. What do you think Delegiwa they do that time? People that have access to information, they go give them to Delegiwa. Delegiwa go publish them with some document that they released to him. So the public will read them because they know that such information are privileged information that can bring down government, information that can, but it's just like it can't bring down corrupt government per se. You need something more. But social media today, they just drop it on your lap like that. And then there you are. Hey, 420,000. Hey, can you imagine? $422,000 for Olosho in America. Oh, God. And those who are working in government themselves, they are not worried. They are not scared. Okay? Oh, have you seen what is on social media? You see that memo signed by Tinubu? You see that memo signed by this minister? You see this so and so and so? Those, how did he make it to the public? They are not worried. Today, unfortunately, that is what is kind of missing. And we need to bring that back. You need to understand the worth of every kind of information that exposes the activities of these criminals. Now, it's easier for you to put 1 and 2 together than to have an idea where this is headed. You don't sit down and say, Keyamo said, because he's aviation minister, and you will believe him. You can't believe somebody like that. By the time you put together all of the antecedents and all of their opposition on things as well, right? So if Keyamo finally now disappoints all of you, you won't be disappointed. Now, if you have that capacity of at least accepting what it is and rejecting what is not, don't make them up, then we probably will get back at that generation or build that generation that understand the usefulness of vital information, especially the one that can really harm them and give them reason to push back on things that directly affects them and nobody wants to take responsibility for. I was talking about understanding why you want to fight. You need to understand why you want to fight. You need to understand the people you want to fight. And you need to understand what you intend to gain from that fight. The moment you are set out on all of that, your effort will no longer be for nothing or be hijacked by people who are waiting in the corner to profit from your, from your efforts. So we need that generation. We need that kind of people who understand the weighty importance of informations like this, so that you continue to cut down the mileage of this scheme, because it is the same pattern. They lie to you, they do something else, and then you are waiting, wondering why everything is still very much hard, everything is still not working, and all of that mystery that you are actually going through or you will still go through. Now, when you understand where this is coming from, it is not going to be tough to tell you who to fight and how to fight. You know that. So we have seen their wars. And if our causes cannot make them run mad every time they decided to do wrong thing, which is what they actually do every time. So if our causes could not make them run mad when they do every wrong thing or illegal thing like that, but the causes is making them to loot, is making them what? To continue to oppress, jail, incarcerate, and even kill those they feel are somehow threats to whatever they have going. So if our causes will not make them run mad, but makes them loot conveniently, then there's no point in asking anybody to stop cursing them. But we must now go beyond just cursing them. Now Ogun go kill them. Now so go kill them and all of that. Before Ogun kill them, there are some things that you can really do that should first incapacitate them. And it all starts from detaching yourself completely from them. Ideally, I want to have another break. I will be back. I'll take you to Alex Sotti in Abia, where he's having a kind of public convo with some people. I want to share that with you. I'm coming back.
I'll be announcing billionaires as the mayor of their local government. If you don't like it, go and hit your head against the wall. Gone are the days when local government chairmen will come and be sharing money. We don't share money here. First of all, I do not take. Are you listening to me? Yes. Everywhere I go with my wife. I have only one wife.
Yes, sir.
So if you are unfortunate to have 3 wives, that's your business. My own is only 1. And I have 3 children. And we can look after each other. When you begin to have problems, when your expenditure begins to go above your income. Me, I have a way of managing my expenditure without my income. Within my income. So we are not expensive. I'm not even taking salary. The speaker reminded me that I'm not taking salary for 4 years. I will not take it for I mean, for 4 months. I will not take it for 4 years. And it's not that I couldn't do anything with the salary. I don't need it. The woman who has not been paid for 4 years, I thought, as we took over, June, I paid June salaries, I paid me with 1 month allocation. July, I paid July and I paid April. August, I paid August, I paid March. And then when we got September, we paid September and we paid February. Finish paying. Within this period, we borrowed money. We will pay the vendor. And we pay all the people. Are you a living witness? So it's a living witness. You don't need to know what is living and what is witness. So let me use this opportunity to congratulate all the people on the high table and the people that won awards this week. And it's good to win awards. It means you are doing well. But anytime people tell you you are doing well, it means you should do more. The reward for hard work is more. So all the people that won awards, please do more. We cannot run away. This place is our home. Gone are the days of indigenous, non-indigenous. All of us are indigenous. So whether you are from Anambra or from Enugu, Emeka Nnamani, where are you? Honorable Emeka Nnamani, the boy was born here. He was born here. His father was born here. And people were telling me not to give him tickets. Are you mad? He's an actor boy. Stephen Uchone, where are you? Stephen Uchone was born here. All his taxes are here. He went to school here. And you are telling me he's from Amici. Amici is story. Aba is the real deal. I let him ticket. Since he wins, all of us are Aba boys and Aba girls. And they go there because now watch. So if anybody had made you feel that there was a difference between you and the man doesn't have brain, now the people with brain have come into governance. And we are all brothers and sisters. The other day now, it was East Central State. Before East Central State, it was Eastern Region. Yes, sir. And then Old Imo State. And then Abia, that included the boy. So we are all one and the same people. I'm working for you. Once you are an Igbo person, I'm working for you. Even if you are not Igbo, and you live here, I'm working for you. Let's also not deceive ourselves. We may make mistakes. I'm a human being. So we can make mistakes. But those mistakes will not be mistakes of the heart. They will be of the head. And call my attention, we'll correct it. I'm one person that is never ashamed to correct my mistake. Even if I have to correct it sometimes, I'll correct it to get it right. So feel free and...
Well, the reason why I wanted you to listen to him was because they asked him that how has he been able, right, to start doing things that they were told by the PDP for 24 years in that state could not be done. And he answered them and he said, well, I have been able to use your monthly allocation to at least pay up a 2-month salary, the old salaries and the current one, and he strongly believed that he will clear that. So which simply means those who used to take the free money of the Abian people for 24 straight years. Have for the first time hands off. So whether I himself go still doing own or not, but the fact that they were hands off for 5 months, he's been able to do things that a lot of people are wondering, why are they so happy? The other day, when he launched the Aba Port Harcourt road, that was just a 6.5 or so kilometer road. But if you see the joy and the happiness of the people, you will be wondering how. Well, that was supposed to be one of the most important roads in Abia State. And for 24 years, 6.5 kilometer road could not be made motorable in that state. So this guy came in. He managed to convince the Julius Baja that I will pay you. We want you to construct this 6.4 kilometer road for us, or 6.5 kilometer road. And the effort that he was actually going to do it made a lot of them to feel like, wow, this same state will be saying a kerosene that they share for us when election is coming. I mean, how did they even manage to hold people 3 years, 4 years as salaries, and they are still working there? And the politicians are still going to the offices and presenting themselves as commissioners, special advisors, and all of that. How did they do that? Okay. Well, yeah, if you are from Yoruba land, even though some people will be like, the Yorubas are like Oliver Twist. They are the wealthiest region of Nigeria. Thanks for the political arrangement that gave us that, by the way. Even though the wealth doesn't reflect in our people as it should. However, you know, when it comes to road construction, you know, bridges, infrastructures per se, there are some states in Yoruba land that are quite partly lucky. For example, in Oyo State, where Seyi Makinde is their governor. I saw a clip just 2 days ago where he was giving an update on an ongoing 116 kilometer road. 116 kilometer road with about 2 or 3 bridges on them. And I was like, Omo, if Alex Otti should launch a campaign of constructing 116 kilometer road in Abia, and with the support he currently kind of enjoys, Baba, he will probably automatically be the best governor in eastern part of Nigeria. He's got a great idea, by the way. That's just about 6.5 kilometer road. The same guy is now the one that is leading the charge for them to build their own Abia, what do you call it, Abia business city or something like that. And they are also planning to build a corridor lane, which is going to lead straight to the Atlantic from their own part of the Niger, right? So which will allow, at least for the first time, the ability of the people of Eastern Nigeria to actually import directly, not by going to any other seaport. So they are pushing that. Hopefully it works for them anyway. But 116 kilometer road, I'll show you. That's in Ibadan. So when it is completed, it's going to be a ring road that is expected to take all traffic out of Ibadan, in and out of Ibadan, through the ring road. So you can avoid all of the Ibadan traffic. If you are approaching Ibadan, you are passing through that city, right? You can just pass through the ring road and you can avoid everything. Great concept, by the way. and that is in Yoruba land. The last time I showed you Hopeless Uzodingba. Hopeless Uzodingba was promising the Imo youth that he was going to secure for them visa, working visa, okay, to the European Union. 4,000 of them will be taken abroad and they will be given jobs by the European countries, okay? But they, the young people, they needed to first vote for him again to be their governor. And just today, he himself shared where some of these youth said they have adopted him. But what caught my attention was actually the obediently hopeful. Like what's that wordplay all about from Imo State? Here.
This is pure love of the youth of Imo. This is pure love of the youth in the streets. These persons have been here since 7 a.m. They've been marching the streets of the way to showcase their love and tell everybody in Imo State that obedient youths in this state has given their governor, the obedient governor, their support and will give you their vote come 11 November 2023. Everybody you see here like me have a voter's card. And this vote to be used obediently for the governor we know. We've agreed before now that we have seen, we have verified, because this is a verification age. We have verified the other candidates that are running for election with His Excellency. We have checked their pedigree. We've checked their character. We've checked their integrity. We've checked the public offices they've held before and what they did with it. And we said to them, we cannot change the governor we know for you who we don't know.
What I see here is the generation of the new leadership. And what I see here represents the roadmap for the new Imo. I want to thank you for the honor done to me today. I want to thank.
So I thank every of you, and I thank the press for your reporting. I have not found any negative reporting these days. Probably because most of your media houses are publishing adverts, money, and the rest of it is coming. So most of them are happy that their media houses, those who have not gotten, you have to go for fasting. And that more things should come out so we can patronize all the media houses. But frankly speaking, I want to thank you for the support.
It is smoke Igbo. It is taking Indian.
From Imo State. I know it is the job of all these political jobbers. Now everybody, they try cash out wherever they can. It's how it works in Nigeria today. Young people reduced to political jobbers, and unfortunately, they have them in their thousands, and they have other millions who are who are hoping to be like those ones that could hold the microphone in front of Hopeless Uzodingba and collect their 2 million or 3 million naira cash they will give to them there, or 5 million naira cash, or 10 million naira. And that's the job. You get paid that, the job is done. On the election day, you help them organize other violent people that are going to ensure that Hopeless Uzodingba returns so that the suffering can continue. Then they pay you maybe another 5 million, Abi. But for those others who are there in that, under that sun, shouting, doing all of that, they probably will get less. I mean, I don't think they will probably get anything more than 1,000 naira by the time they start sharing the money. The young people. I mean, I would prefer to be in Kano instead of being in Imo. You know why? In Kano, they were giving people wives with bed, with bag of rice, and pillow, and your dowry. Wherever you are going to need 50,000 naira. No, listen to this, so I'll give you the list again. In Kano, If you have nothing to do with your life and your life is that so hopeless and useless, instead of you to go and be a political vuvuzela for a murderer like hopeless Uzodigba, I'd rather be in Kano, where they will give me wife. They go pay the dowry for me. Sure you get. They go give me bed, give me pillow, give me bag of rice, come give me 50,000 naira and do wedding for me in a mass wedding. Ladies and gentlemen, it's actually a state project. Somebody said, Mayegun, they gave them bed, though. I said, yeah, they gave them bed. Hey, 1,800 of them married. I said, yes, 1,800. Couple, I said, yeah, couple. That's how many then? 3,600. Oh, 3,600 people are now married. Yes, they are. So what's going to happen then? What do you mean? They should just go and create. Procreate, they call it. Go and procreate. By this time next year, October next year, out of the 1,800 couple, they may come back with 1,500 children, if not more. Sure, you know. So if you are producing, listen to this one. Oh. If you are marrying them every month or every year, 4,000, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, and you give them bag of rice, you give them bed, you give them pillow, and you give them money, then they go create. So they create, they have no plan of, there's no plan of them having real job anyway, right? So finally, the children ended up as Alimajiri on the streets. And in a space of 5-6 years, Alimajiri child can vote. I don't mean to crack you up because it's not funny. Do you know it's not funny? It is not. But it's just that if I have choice, I would rather be in Kano than be in Owerri. I go to dress like this, go meet my wife. I go to dance, like be life, I just appear. You know those ones they will say, Baba, I invite you go one party. Oh, say party ke, Baba. I no bring my tele, I no bring any clothes. Oh. They say about this kind of party, you know they bring anything. Not just to just appear. Once you get to the party, they go take you to a room. You go choose what you want wear. Here you understand. Choose your size, choose everything. Get ready before you enter the party. Now to just bring yourself down. Me maybe say, now for my marriage, wedding day, I go meet my bride. I don't need to pay any, you know what I mean? Just I go to dance. That song, the way they see there, they look left, and they see bag of rice, they see bed, they see all of that. That is a state government project, by the way. It is actually a regular state-sponsored program to marry people off so as to avoid fornication. Do you understand? That's the reason. Oh. It is a government project that they have budget for. Okay? People apply. You understand? You go and apply and say, please, I want to marry. Say, you get wife? No, I don't get wife. How old are you? You get job? I don't get job. But I don't dey old. I need wife. They'll go say, okay, Abudu, or Sumaila. Sumaila Abudu, put your name down. Once we see your wife, we'll contact you. Next ceremony, it will be you. They will give you clothes, give you everything where you need. Just appear. That's Nigeria, by the way. And at the end of the day, you go to say the children that they are giving birth to, that the same state government has planned for them. Do you understand? That, okay, if all these people come they bomb and the country had the government, the state government welfare program is also there to take care of them, medical, education, and every other thing. No be so they work. Now, when the government will put together program of people to be copulating, to be procreating, and they have no plan for them or their offspring or their children, abi? So once those children grow up, they go come they cause problem everywhere. You've heard about Lamidi Otapampa Sabi. He is not from Kano, by the way. I'm just saying, like, I'm not sure. Maybe during their own time they used that same arrangement to kind of marry people. I'm not trying to say that. But you've heard about him, Abi? Somebody will be an old man, and today is one of the court jester, the clown that you will see in the Nigeria political space. But some are saying that the same level of arranged marriages like that, with no real plan for the product of such union, could also be the reason why you will continue to have people like Arabambi. Okay, I was just strolling yesterday as well, just my usual way on this, what do you call it? On this Zuckerville Street as well as Elon Musk Square. And then I just saw somebody saying Arabambi, kilo took the buy saying. They say Arabambi, they give press conference. On who? Kilo day now. They say on Peter Obi. Okay. I want to listen. What's he saying? Yourself listen. Arabambi.
Gregory Obi is that of his brother, killed by the drug baron. I repeat, Peter Obi's elder brother, his firstborn, was a drug baron that was killed. He belonged to Andy Okonko, the IKB group in the early 80s. He should bring a birth certificate. And we want to know who is Gregory, rather than him to comport himself. He's telling the whole world that it's not. Obi is not a clean person. For 8 years, he did not conduct local government election in Anambra. He came to save money for Anambra. These are the money he put in a private bank, and he collected interest in the money. He saved Anambra money in Fidelity Bank. If truly he was saving for the people of Anambra, he should have put it in Union Bank or First Bank. He used the money for collateral for private businesses. The bank were issuing letter of credit, and is the one accusing the president of being a thief. How on earth will such a person go on here on a national television station and accuse somebody of fraud when he knew he has no local standard? People should come and ask him what happened to his elder brother. What killed him? 2, why did he not allow his elder brother wife to remarry or leave his house? Why is he using only his school certificate and so on? We want Peter Obi to deny this allegation, and we are ready to bring out more facts. Most importantly, Peter Obi needs to come back to the press and show his birth certificate. I put it to him via the World Press Conference that the name on the birth certificate is not Peter Obi. He's using the name of his brother, and even the Next International company he claimed to have owned when he was in school belonged to that dead brother. Finally, I've been warned, even up to this morning, not to grant this press conference by Peter Obi and Julius Aburi. Yes, they said I risk losing my life. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Tinubu, should note that should anything happen to me and my family, the Inspector General of Police must be put on notice that Mr. Peter Obi and Abure are to be arrested for my assassination. There is no need for any investigation, as that may be silenced anytime soon by them. I implore the IGP and the DSS to watch me closely so that I will not be killed for saying the truth. I pray for the repose of the soul of Mohbad, but there will not be any another Mohbad in Nigeria. Dr. Abba Marabambi, National Public Secretary, Labour Party, October 13, 20.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Arabambi. In case if you probably have problem understanding now what he was saying, make I tell you. That guy, a disgraced member of Labour Party, that somehow people were shocked that, Abba, how could you that have a presidential candidate begin to fight your presidential candidate because he's taking the presidential candidate of another party to court over election? How could you be so up like that? Okay, part of his allegations, so make I list them out for those of you who didn't understand what he was saying completely, Abi. He said Peter Obi also forged his own certificate. That the name on Peter Obi's birth certificate is different from the name on the WAEC certificate. And according to him, he said, from their investigation, that Peter Obi's brother is the one called Gregory. That Peter Obi's brother, that people should ask Peter Obi what killed his brother. That his name is Gregory. That they should also ask Peter Obi why Peter Obi did not let the wife of his brother to remarry. Everywhere. This is what they do. He said Peter Obi did not conduct local government elections in Anambra State. Peter Obi took the money of Anambra and invested it in his family business and banks. So when they were paying the profit on that investment, they paid it to Peter Obi. And that is what Peter Obi used, and he continued to say he's a rich man. That is one. In that same breath, the same Arabambi said, Peter Obi should be asked what killed his brother and the business of his brother, which Peter Obi was telling people that he started when he was in school, that he should tell the people the truth. And you know what this is, if you know how propaganda works, by the time you begin to hear from people who are supposed to be reasonable people, older people, they will begin to reference it as well. And that is why I don't think I have a dog in that fight than to just set the record there straight. So it was reported that Peter Obi that invested Anambra State money in bonds and other things. The record of those banks and how much he puts there. The record of how much that money generated and then paid back to the Anambra State government. All of these are public. Okay. Also, it was also on record that it was a PDP that took Peter Obi to court that he cannot conduct local government elections in Anambra State. Because when the court removed Ngige and Peter Obi became governor, so what happened then? Anambra already had caretaker committee, PDP caretaker local government administrators. In fact, the record showed that Ngige already met the elected local government chairman who were pretty much like appointed by the Andy Ubas. So when Peter Obi came in, their case was already in court. Part of the case that Ngige was also fighting to dissolve them. So when Obi came, he dissolved them. And they took him to court that he cannot conduct another election when they have not completed their terms. This was the case that put a hold on an election in Anambra State for 7 years. But for political, wherever, it is easier said than say he never conducted election. And that's what Arambambi is repeating. A lot of them have repeated that same thing. But the bottom line is that it is not true. But for political, wherever, for person who come from your own political party, to them be making a press conference to take all that up, right? Because they needed it to counter him for saying Tinubu should come out, come out and tell people the truth about all of this. So if Arabambi is accusing Peter Obi of murder, and I think at the same time he can quickly call the police and say they want to kill me, oh, they said I should not say this truth. What truth are you saying? You are clearly lying. And it's a clear defamation. All for what? For waiting. Just to say, may they leave Tinubu alone. Man, Nigeria, our Nigeria politics. I mean, I carry yansh for all of you now where they think say you have a chance of helping them. You don't get chance. It is so dirty and so evil. And the men are willing and ready to be used in perpetuating that evil. Somebody is now using Obi's dead brother who died a very long time ago in order to save Koolu, the drug dealer, certificate forger. A person is now using that as a political talk and then accusing him of killing his brother, taking over his business and stopping his wife from remarrying. On top waiting, on top say Koolu forged certificate. Atiku took him to court too, and he became the irreparable damages. Listen to that. Well. I told you, I saw that on the way and I was like, you know? So, I am not saying, I'm not one of those that is saying that Obi is a saint. In fact, I don't give a damn about Obi per se. But I have discovered that in this Nigeria of today, the majority of those that are attacking Obi, they are attacking him for not being corrupt enough. Do you understand what that means? They are saying, they agree that all of their criminals, they are shameless, stinking criminals that they call leaders. They agree that they are criminals. But they are upset that Peter Obi is not criminal enough like their own criminal leader. So they have to make things up so that they can believe that there must be something somewhere, Sha. There must be something, Sha. I shall believe. There must be something that is not known. What is that thing? Let us treat what is known and stop making things up, Abi. No, Mayegun, Obi is not a saint. I can tell you this. We all know that Obi is not a saint. Nobody is saying he's a saint. If you have anything on him, bring it out. Don't make them up. None of the things they said about Tinubu is made up. You know it. So you can't say because Tinubu is a drug dealer, Tinubu is a career criminal, Tinubu is this or that. Okay? So that's what I see in it. People were pretty much angry that Obi is not corrupt enough. Do you see that when you see Atiku and the people supporting Tinubu, when they are fighting themselves, they don't attack themselves with hatred. They just say, well, even you Atiku na Atif, even we all know, they agree. But when it comes to that of Obi, they just have to make something up. It's like he's not corrupt enough. How come they couldn't find anything? That's the only thing I found, though. And you all know that. He invested family money. He invested Anambra money in family business. But the person who succeeded him came back and said, well, we raped that investment to 75 billion naira windfall for Anambra State. To the point that Willie Obaino could not steal that money. He had to say he was building an airport. So he delivered the airport. 38 billion naira airport. Out of 75 billion naira will be saved. That is on record. And he also said, if you have one single evidence of any Anambra penny traced to either myself, my wife, any of my children, or anybody who worked with me for that period I was governor, I will stop working about and I will stop talking about Nigeria and the corruption in Nigeria. They couldn't come up with anything. Sure, you understand? So they just have to repeat something until they believe. They want you to believe it. They want you to believe it that now he invested. Why didn't he invest the money in so other bank? Tinubu don't even invest anybody's money anywhere. Your criminal politicians, they are not investing anybody's money anywhere. They just box the money, and just take them out of Nigeria. You are proud of them because they have so much money to continue to push their political careers, Abi. Their political careers that continue to impoverish you. Sure, you know. So when they come out and repeat all of this, and they're like, come on, man. So I would rather believe what I see, not what you want me to believe. And that's my own thing about him. And they say he brags so differently. Chike, how you doing today, Chike? Thank you very much for that. By the way, you are so nice, so generous. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I am planning to take calls, okay? So I'm going to pop us on a short hold soon. And I'm going away. I'm going away tomorrow. So I'm not going to be here regularly, like, you know. So the least you can hear from me is going to be when I use my own phone or other device to possibly just, you know, stream for maybe a few minutes and just say hi to everybody and just catch up. So for the next 5 days, I would not be around. So yeah, we'll take calls tonight and then we'll call it tonight, okay? But let me go and make myself a cup of tea. That's a refresher. Don't go anywhere. You can still like this broadcast. Like it before you leave, okay? If you have to go. If you want to call in, the number is on your screen, and you can use that to add your own contribution as well tonight. I'll be back. Thank you so much, guys, and that beautiful rendition that has become part of Mayegu's diary political. Now, like I said earlier, okay, if you want to call in, right, the line is going to be opened to everyone very soon. So it's usually the WhatsApp call, and there are those who usually want to call in directly. It's up to you, okay? Now, I believe you should sort of like the broadcast if you still very much are with us. Here we go. Hello there.
Okay. Oh, hello, Mayegun. How are you?
I am very well. How are you, sir?
I'm good. These are crime and controversy. Anyway, that's how I want to put my name out.
Okay, then crime and controversy. Well, that's controversial, I would say. But Baba, you are all
yes.
live now. Go on, please.
Okay, please. I want to give a suggestion on a way that your message can reach a lot of people.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know, because some people in your channel have maybe suggested, because me, I don't have money. If I had, I actually would have keyed into this. Like, if you can get like translate this thing to Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba, and organize people in Telegram groups in what do they call it? Maybe look for somebody like maybe editors in Nigeria that can translate your broadcast to these three.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yes, put people in different Telegram groups. Maybe once in a week, if there will be small snippets of just to encourage people to come to that Telegram group. If not small giveaway, they will always be given in that Telegram group. Then your message can, apart from just because you see, some people are saying, let's have a revolution. Let's have a revolution today. No, revolution is spontaneous. Yes. It's by messaging. I used to tell one of my friends that, let me tell you, me before, I was not interested in Nigeria issues. When I used to eat when I used to, like, how will I put it now? There was a point in my life I was not, like, growing up, I never used to care about Nigeria because I knew that Nigeria would never work. You understand? Even in my own state, I grew up as a child. I saw that the road in front of my street, it was not fixed for more than 25 years, 30 years. So even and one thing that made me understand some things about, good politics is when I was young, I used to hear my dad complaining how governors used to come and fix boreholes. So my father used to look at it like a shameful thing. Before, governors used to come and commission borehole. I don't know if you remember.
I do.
They will leave their states. They will leave their states to come and commission borehole. So I think maybe, Telegram can contain a lot of people. If
like hundreds of thousands, you're right. And yes, that's a very brilliant one. I could put people on a payroll for that because I've had people ordinarily that have been paying for years now, and I don't think they're actually delivering value for that money for me. So I would have to kind of redirect. So that's a brilliant one there from you. I'm going to work on it.
Yeah, so that the message will not just end here. I used to tell my friend that if we were not collectively angry, we cannot take action.
We cannot make any
It's only when we are collectively angry. I cannot be angry and you're happy. And you expect us to have a revolution. It's not possible.
It's not.
You understand? It's not possible. Even of recent, that there's one of my friends, he's a Tinubu supporter. I don't know if I should say this thing. Okay, let me leave it.
Oh, you do? Okay then. Well, I have one, I can tell you, right? There is this Tinubu supporter, okay, who happened to be a friend to my friend. Now, here is their story.
Okay.
We are talking about this issue of crashing Naira, and it's affecting a lot of people, especially those who are paying for student school fees abroad, those who are paying for medical bills, and most importantly, those who are actually trading, doing business. You have the exchange rate of this today, tomorrow it don't change. It don't change again, and change again, and change again. So for those who are like part of this shameless group of people, they are also looking for cheap forex behind the scene. For example, this my friend used to actually be one of that person's source of forex. So you know what I mean is that that person is in Nigeria, is okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, person will do okay. Will be the person to send somebody or pay the school fees of somebody abroad, Abi. So every time she needed that money, she will speak to that friend and say, well, could you please help me look for any better exchange rate that I can easily, any cheaper one? And usually that one will kind of beat it down for her, but because of her daughter schooling here. Now they were jumping about Awolokon with Tinubu. Now this issue of hard forex has now led to the fact that even though they are part of the system, okay, they can no longer access those cheap forex anymore. Now that is already threatening the education of her daughter here in the UK as we speak. And if she misses whatever, that means they would probably have to wait for another year before she can continue again or something like that. Now that is affecting them codedly, but they will come behind the scene and try to speak to those who are calling them out for help. Okay, they will come to you and say, "Sorry, Baba, can you help me get so and so?" And you'll be like, "Me? Why don't you do it like normal as they do it? Papa, you know Nigeria now. You know that this country is already messed up now. Please help me, please." And you'll be like, "So you agree that this country is messed up? And you are looking for shortcut? Imagine millions of others who don't get anybody to look up to." So I have a story to share too, Baba. And they are like that. Many of them.
It's very, very sad, anyway. But I know that the truth is that with the way Tinubu is running the country, it will get worse. That's just the simple truth. But I thought that Nigeria is going to divide under Buhari tenure. But as it really divide, I don't think Nigeria can easily divide again, because I don't know, during Buhari's tenure, there was a week, I remember, more than 200 people were killed in 3 days. It was as if they were coordinating the attack. They were killing in Plateau at the same time. They were killing in Southeast almost the same time. Do you know what pained me? In fact, I have a YouTube channel. That's the name of that channel. What made me to start that channel was, the name of my channel is what made me to start that channel? Sometimes I wake up in the night and I start crying for people I don't know. I start crying. These are real tears. These are not people related to me. None of my family members died under Buhari. There was even a point I got so frustrated. I said, if I saw somebody that brainwashed me, I can wear bob there and just go in front of all these politicians and do the needful. I'm telling you how frustrated I was, because I was like, when you go on social media, you see how other small African countries are mocking us. You look at an average Nigerian, most people are old, but because they don't have means to get, many of my friends are not married. Yes, many of my friends now, they are up to marriageable age. Some of them are working maybe 150,000 naira job. Some of them are all over Europe, traveling from one country to another, traveling from praying for the day things will balance for them, looking for how to get.
Oh dear. I think the network will let us enjoy that further. Bro, thank you so much. If you are there, I'm just going to take another. Oh, hang on. In fact, the other one is already sort of lost as well. Now, the line is still the same, okay? The number is there on your screen. You can speak directly to me in the studio by using that number on your screen. That is +44 77069222321, okay? It is there. Might take another one. Here we go. Hello there.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you too. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir. I'm calling from Russia.
Great. How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. This is actually my first time of calling.
Is it? Because one thing is that I have had a caller from Russia, and every now and then it just bump into us, and I'm like, oh my God, from Russia. Now I have a second person or even a third person. How are you, sir? Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I'm with you, sir. With you, sir.
All
You
right,
see,
yeah,
I want to
please.
encourage.
Go on, sir, please.
Yeah, I want to encourage your program. Your program has really been a high opener.
God bless you.
You see, this your program has really done a lot in the life of us that are in diaspora. So I want to add to the last caller that just said I couldn't finish the conversation concerning you expanding your program to Telegram and other sorts of communication.
I'm very much with you. I would advise you listen to your phone more and ignore the broadcast. It's a little bit delayed, okay? Because once the production gets out there, it's got about 5 seconds.
So I want to add.
Go on, sir.
I simply want to add. So
yes,
I'll do.
I know you are.
So what I was saying
I know
is
you
this.
are listening to that broadcast to hear your voice on the screen. You need to stop that, or else it's going to remain awkward. We will not communicate.
I mean, I should just mute. I should just
mute it so that you and I can just talk. People will be listening to us and watch us right now. You and I are now producing, okay? So that the conversation can be like straightforward, sir. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. I can. All of us can.
Very good.
Great,
very
sir.
good. Sure. So I simply want to add to the advice of the last caller.
Please, sir.
So in order to enable this program, expand more, I want to quickly chip in something. Is like we have to like kind of organize kind of a bulletin. I understand back days in Nigeria there used to be this Yoruba bulletin called Alawuye.
Alawuye.
So I was contemplating if possible we can kind of try to establish or try to establish a kind of print out Alawuye, like just a little jotter, a kind of a magazine that will get to people that will have to like kind of empower some group of people to enable shares this distribute Alawuye every week or every two weeks to people like marketplaces. It will be translated in Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo.
And it goes on there. We can even make it like a newsletter that will capture all that happened that week.
Yes, sir.
And explain to them how it's directly connected to them and why.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because this your program. Majority of your of your supporter in this program.
Yes, sir.
This we that are in diaspora, we have the advantage of getting all the information in full. But unfortunately, people that
I am with you, sir, please. Oh, I think I might have lost him there. We seems to be having problem with that connection anyway. So yeah, I like the idea of us breaking this down and then getting them, translated into different sort of subtitled language, which can be at the same time a full-time job. I can put people on, I know it's a very sort of time-consuming one, but I know I have put people on monthly salaries of over 100 grand, okay, in the past 2 years alone, where they have been on their own time, just, getting content that reports directly happenings, from every part of Nigeria. And I have to give it up for Ahmed, that's Ahmed Buhari. Ahmed Buhari, right? He's a very good guy that has been very, very consistent. And I actually encourage us to please, if you are watching Mayegun's Diary Political from the Diaspora, take your time to always visit the Diaspora Radio International on YouTube. We need you to see what they are reporting. There are people who are actually paid to do that kind of job. So now that we see a lot of us who are interested in expanding it enough that it is easily accessible, and easily sort of understandable too. So I'm buying that idea and I'm going to work on it. Thank you very much for that. Hello there.
Hello.
Oh, hello, ma.
Good afternoon. My name is Stella. I'm calling from Minnesota, USA.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, Lady Stella from Minnesota, USA. Is
Yes.
that right, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Great. So it's a pleasure to have you on tonight, and everybody can hear you, ma'am. Please.
It's a pleasure. You are a prophet of our time.
Oh, thank
the work you're doing for Nigeria will not be in vain.
Amen. Oh.
God is seeing it, and one day, something good will come to Nigeria.
Amen.
What I have to say is, this exposure is happening so that anybody that is doubting will know. The whole world, the thing has come to 360 degrees. Anybody that is denying what is happening will see it.
That's right.
Now that it has connected to international, even if Nigerians are unable to do anything, Nigeria is getting to North Korea, Russia, and China. That's what Nigeria is getting to. So the people are being clamped down. They cannot talk. They cannot do anything. But internationally, our eyes are open. The whole world is saying it. It's a pariah. Nigeria has become a thing of shame. So continue what you're doing. We are all supporting you. And by the grace of God, you create an avenue where we make a greater support.
I know.
We can only save Nigeria from diaspora.
God bless
the
you.
people at home, they are blind.
Yes.
They are deaf. They cannot see. The only way, I don't blame them for the most part, because this is the plan to make them to be where they are.
Exactly.
So it's only us that will continue to open their eyes. We just have to continue doing the good work. Continue to do the good work. I know you believe in a God, and that God will continue to protect you, and nothing will happen to you.
Thank you so much.
And we're all praying.
God bless you.
One day, Nigeria will be delivered.
They will push back, and indeed, they will change the course of their own destiny. I strongly believe that too, ma'am. And thank you so much for this, okay?
Thank you for what you're doing. I watch you every day. You are like a tranquilizer for me.
Oh, bless you. I like that. I mean, it's worth it when people say it's like, you know, I could sit down and listen to you like every day. That means I'm doing something worthwhile, man. So thank you for that, okay? Thanks a lot, man. So that's our lady there from Minnesota in the United States, and we have everyone around like that. Now, let me tell you what this does, which I have kind of figured out myself, okay? You see, it is not news that people know how that Nigeria is messed up, and the guys in charge of this Nigeria with this day and time, information access and all of that, a lot of people know that Nigeria is messed up. But however, a lot of people don't know how messed up Nigeria is until they started paying attention. And for somebody like myself that made a lot of people to pay attention, that is the job. You get people interested. You get them to pay attention. They will begin to look beyond their own comfort and say, well, if it's not happening to me, probably it is not happening. A lot of us who discuss about Nigeria and what is happening in Nigeria today do not have a direct effect, or should I say what is happening in Nigeria has no direct effect on all of us. Like my caller said, I haven't lost my family to what do you call it, to this cold dam of Madras, Nigeria. But my family has been kidnapped. We have paid ransom. We have been put to that state of trauma where you are not sure what will happen to them, even after paying them the ransom. So I have been there. But through my Egun's Diary Political, a lot of people have been able to pay attention more and demanding that something needs to be done. Now, before, people are demanding something must be done. Now, what people are now saying now is that who is going to do it if not us? So people are beginning to build that kind of, you know, interest to the point that they believe they have to do something. So we are getting there. From the time when people know nobody is interested, and they will just tell you, well, it's not new. Everything to them is that it's not new. But people are beginning to show interest, and they are beginning to demand a change, and they are demanding for that as everything gets deteriorating, as everything keeps deteriorating. People are seeing that, and they can tell where this is headed. They know it's not going to end well. And the result of that is not going to be limited to those who took us or who are taking us to this place, right? So that's why platforms like this are so valuable. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot put a particular money value on what this platform does in the minds of the people. Look at it today. A lot of people who are watching me right now are watching from their comfort zones, their comfort homes from all over the world. And so many of you are watching me from Nigeria. You are comfortable enough to sit back there and put on my show that runs for hours because you know that you are not going to waste your time. You know you are going to leave this program with a sort of a renewed vigor, something that tells you that one, if you don't get yourself mentally ready to do something, then nothing is going to change. And that is the job of people, platforms like this, preparing you mentally, letting you know that the danger hasn't touched you doesn't mean that you are safe from it. That you are still free right now, you are agile, you are healthy, you are walking and all of that. We can use that to save ourselves, because the day you fall victims, it's going to be -1. And we need that your free mind before it is completely it's going to be -1 and crushed. We need that. So I love this platform myself. I love my Egun's Diary Political. You have no idea. Hello there.
Mumamuna Sanka, so say we love you, so say very much. Muna Sanka.
Don't they confuse me like that, man. Let's start from the beginning. We'll start from Nakwana.
Lafia, kalau kana lafia.
Lafia, mata kalau
mata kalau yara kalau kowa da kowa kalau.
Alhamdulillah, madala.
Yaya
aiki. Yaya
aiki lafiya kalau yaya naka aiki.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Kai. Naji daɗi.
How you doing, Baba?
Why you? Oh boy, see as they talk like say.
That's why I said no, they rush me like that. If they bring new ones, I could just be like, so we take a small like that, I could follow and follow. So you introduce new one, I'll cram that. I'll wait for next time to use it. How you doing, Baba?
My gun, I wish you understand Hausa. I tell you see what that person said. That if this broadcast can be spoken put out there,
languages.
If to say now you be the real Wazobia, if to say now you be real Wazobia,
that can be. I just need people to say, I will teach you, and I will teach you for 6 months, and you can be communicative.
Walai, my gun. If you want basics,
I'm gonna work on
teach you. If put that time, teach you the basics. So if you say you just throw them once in a while, you just put them inside. So you can just, of course,
you know those stuff.
Of course, because it will really go a long way. It will really go a long way. Because no be say na the Yoruba people alone, even the Hausas, they also in short, na them cry pass. But lack of say to see someone that will come out, they are still in that kind of that box. Say politician, one day one person will come out from their side and he do something. If we do the right thing, you understand. And another belief be say God, I in Allah da bazasugama lafia, meaning by the grace of God, wo ni kuri, bazasugama lafia, but not just the wo ni kuri. But that's a gamma lafia. You understand?
Yeah.
So all those kind of things now still waiting. They believe. Say, maybe they pray for your leader. You go to your mosque, pray for your leader. When you go to not be only churches. When you go to mosque for northern part of Nigeria, you will see houses like. Mostly you will see all these politicians on Fridays if they come to the mosque in front of the congregation. At them that they give space in front.
Now.
They don't understand. Say there is no way you feel. They don't understand. Say the real thief, where we say them that they preach about. Now them they their front.
Here you get.
And they always talk. There is something they always talk about. Say Muslim Hana Azagi Shugaba, meaning Islam forbids you to insult your leaders. But you know what? I'm so happy. I'm so happy there are a lot of them that before the election, we have had a lot of conversation. And I told them, same thing you tell people, I tell a lot of them, a lot, no be one, no be two, a lot of people I communicate with. I say, you know what? This thing that is happening, it will triple after Buhari is gone. It will triple. Tinubu is the same language as me, Abi, and you guys know, obviously, I should like him, Abi. But it's not that I don't. It's not the only one I don't like. I don't like. I
don't hate these guys, though. But what they do is enough
what they do
for me. Never ever
for you to hate them.
You know, Ahmed.
Yeah. You know, I told them. I said, look. Someone literally said. He said, "Why can't you support Israel?" I said, "Would you just shut up?" Supporting him, what has that or what will that change for me? It can't change nothing. It can only add to my own pressure.
It can only.
To people I'll say, oh, I'm reaching out to it will only add pressure to me. So it can't change anything. And I told her, I say it will only triple. But watch. Yesterday I was talking to one con supporter of APC, as in now chronic supporter of APC and Tinubu. We be saying self they part of people they tell me say I just say I call this guy, don't tell where I even call him. Me I ain't call enter phone. He can't say, waiting I talk. Na true. It's just there. I say, not be say na vision. No. If you look at what is going on with what we have seen I tell them, I say, with waiting we don't experience abroad, we don't see as government they run. We don't already project and say nothing good fit come out. So no be say with the see vision, not just projection and open-mindedness. You get people will say that they live abroad, but their minds are not open. Their minds are not open to tell people the real fact, like this is what's happening, because they are hoping one day they will want to go back there and go and contest for a certain seat so that they will not pop up one of their things they have said bad about the country. Someone literally told me that, hey, you are talking about if you come look, I said, you come look for a position. I said, with you and your position, now God, now you go punish now. I don't need any position.
I mean, see, Baba,
I don't need.
State, when I started exposing these people, right, because of my knowledge of the politics, okay. Now, you see some of these social media cretins, those who are aspiring to be spokesperson for these criminals in different aspects of their lives, okay? So they will come to my platform then, and they will say, we are waiting for you in Ogun State. We know that one day you are going to come back here and say you want to come and contest for something. We remind you that you abused all of our leaders. You insulted all of the leaders here, and we will show you. I said, person where they hear them now, go to say they are something you are made. That's what I told them. I said,
there will be anything.
Say, with 10 pounds sterling, una
so
go change all of the word of una mouth. Una no even get any spine to make decision for yourselves. You see, the same leaders you said that they abuse, now them go come tell you, say, go and work for him. But you shamelessly too, you go they fight for me. That's why I say, I don't abuse you and your leaders. I said, I know you very well. And I have no plan of coming back there to come and massage the egos of your criminals. And I've said it many times. If you see me put up posters,
why not?
It's my turn to come and chop your money. I'm not coming to help you.
Of course.
It's as simple as that.
Of course.
They said they will tell you they are waiting for you. They know say one day you go come back and say you want to contest. So that they can remind you, say, you they talk about Nigeria at that time. You abused their leader at that time. Shameless.
I told them, I said, look, I said, you see, if you ever see me say I won't come look for anything, make you just know, say, Walai na still I won't come. Just get out from mind, say I won't come collect my own share. Don't think say I won't come do anything. I won't come collect my own share.
You get, I love you.
Make you just get out for mind. Just get out for mind. Even I say, even my papa today, if he enter politics, as open as my heart been as I did, so I go tell you, see, you see that my papa you see. While I still wants to steal your money.
Because Ahmed, you should tell them, see, Ahmed, you should tell them that not be say because you are a thief, not because your papa is greedy. The system is built that all it requires is just for you to be in that position. Naturally, the looting will be coming to you. It's not you, and you can't change it.
Of course, no.
A system that is put in place to be rigged, and you are just there. They say, "Oga, sign here. Oga, please sign here." Say, why? They say because you know you all the directors of this ministry, they have to sign for Kiniko. Sign. This is 300 million naira. What is it for? It is for your welcome package, Oga. Please sign it so that accountants can easily. You'll be like 300 million because they appointed me as a director of this place.
You suppose don't know say that money no be you now your own share you cost.
Share you get. So nobody is coming to save Nigeria. This current one needs to crash. Ahmed.
Nobody is saving you. Nobody is saving you. My even they will learn. Like very dark mind say they will learn and they will learn the hard way.
They are already learning.
Yeah, they will learn the hard way.
You have a good one, Ahmed. Okay. Allow another person. All right, yeah. So I'm going to have Ahmed as one of those who are going to teach me how to speak Hausa, at least communicating that. I know I have a lot of my Igbo friends who are going to teach me Igbo, but I just need to put up a program that is going to set them in motion so that one day I can come here and proud and say yes and greet all of you in your language. Sir.
I no go teach you Igbo. I got my coach Igbo. One name. I no go teach you Igbo.
One name, you go teach me. When the time comes, like gradually, yeah? Because you see the Igbos where they teach me. Now, Igbos will say, for me to just fire back at anybody where they say something where I don't understand. And they are not good when I read their meaning. You will teach me. A lot of you will.
If I teach you, you go finish, you go take and finish Igbo people. You know, because they
finish those who needed to be finished.
They do nonsense too much. So they do nonsense too much, and you know if you stand their nonsense, so you go take and finish them. You go gabadize them.
But wait, you know how you go to feel, right? If I the fire, when I'm talking about this Igbo, full of fools and all these criminals, right? And I'm like, listen, and I'm like, I started firing them in Igbo. Do you know how proud you're gonna be sitting down there like, oh my God, like. Then you'll be telling people that if people know the real meaning of waiting to Mayegun they talk. English no fit interpret them fully. You know, say some Igbos, English no fit interpret them fully.
Of course.
And I'm going to make a goal now. I'm going to actually learn it. It's actually time now.
Oh, one name. How's your family? We are fine. And your family?
Well, we are here. Oh, we thank God. Oh, we are still surviving. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Once again, is retired naval captain Ogunofo calling you, the man that makes them cry. Remember?
I do. How you doing? I mean, I remember now very well. How is it?
I'm fine.
So you've been fine. In the background, just watching and following and observing, and you choose to say something.
Of course, I can't miss any Mayegun's program. I can't. It makes my day.
God bless.
After the whole hard day hustle and bustling, I end up my day with listening to you.
God bless you.
I heard that. Thanks I cannot. I just can't miss my ego. No, now it's my tonic.
It's
my tonic.
Now, so you know, because everyday things happen in Nigeria. People just read them as news. We don't want people to read Nigeria as news because every news you read about Nigeria, life is involved. Sir,
my ego. I call your program the realistic city, the realistic time.
God bless you.
So what I want to say today is I want to remind my people about my this thing I told them last time. I said nothing will happen. Remember, I said nothing will happen. Forget about all the whole initial grad. I tell you, say nothing will happen. Nigerians to go do. They so weak that all their nerves, all their bones don't they broken. These politicians hold them for pockets. They hold their number. Nothing go happen. Even the Supreme Court when they go, I go still talk them again. Nothing go happen. Make them hear my voice as they talk them.
And
forget about the one
they annoy them. That's why they are always like, you know, you they
I took them pin, make them understand. Say it's time for them to rise up. So Shore, now I begin to agree with what Shore. I don't agree with Shore before, but now I begin to agree with what he talks some 2 or 3 years back. This is time for revolution. Ecclesiastes 3 say there is time for everything. Time to born and time to old and time to die. Time to live. Time to smile and time to cry. This is time for revolution. It don't reach. If anybody will say revolution never reach now, I be saying nothing for them because there's no way out. It's two things. It's either Nigeria will have a revolution or the military will take over. These are the two things that can save that country.
For months now, you've never really changed them, but they're like playing out one after the other. The last part that we are waiting for that is still holding people down is the Supreme Court, you said, but that is also looking like
nothing will happen. Nothing will happen.
Nothing.
Why I go take my position? I was in the system.
So you
I was a naval officer.
Enough to feel like something could spark up anytime. No, not this.
My go. I work for that country under naval police, secret service. In that, I was one of the Abacha boys. And you see that your DSS, I know what thing they happen there. I did the system. I know what Nigeria is all about. I can tell you what the population, how they feel, how they think. Nothing will happen. Only to see now.
This one, no, because now advice I won't ask you, no be question, no. Sure, you get now advice, so.
Go ahead.
You are somebody who has somehow, like you've managed to screen the whole process due to the available information, and then you have also screened it that there is nothing strong enough that will actually push Nigerians to sort of a fight back. Now, let's say things goes that way. There must also be something that you know that people are yet to sort of get to a stage that you will say, if they get to this stage, now I can change my statement that something is going to happen. Do you have that at all? Like in this whole assessment and all of that, do you think, apart from the fact that it's not looking good, right? But you want it to happen. Do you think there is any spot where Nigeria will be pushed to that you yourself will be like, you know what, except when we get to that stage, then something will happen? Anything at all?
That time will be when it gets to the stage of the last man on the periphery. Because the corruption don't water down, reach to that the same last man with the periphery. Leave all this one, all of them where they shout, all of them. Common citizens for Nigeria, they corrupt.
I know. And that's why they enable it.
If the common men know they as corrupt as the ones on top, now those common men go bring down the ones on top. But the truth is that the corruption don't water down, reach the last man down. So now make a tell you say nothing will happen. That's the reason why if anyone will enter, they get a good my thief and your thief according to you.
And now my thief is better than your own thief. My oppressor is better than your own oppressor.
Thank you. Why would there be groups of different thieves?
Because some thieves, some people believe say their own thief get now Nigeria they say thief they be God fearing. I say I know he's corrupt, but he's a very God fearing man. God fearing thieves. Nigeria.
Who thief be God fearing man?
I never hear about in my life except in Nigeria.
For you to be a thief, you don't have to have the
now you say you don't even fear God now. So how you could come be thief, come be God fearing thief. Now only for Nigerians' mouth. That's why they say my thief is better than your own. It's a terrible thing.
So my brother, make them hear me.
Did they hear you?
I call all the whole Nigerian youth weaklings. This thing can never happen in other African countries. Even Togo, it no go happen. No. All Nigerian youth, listen to me. All of you are all weaklings. Because you cannot be telling me that somebody will be eating your birthright and at the same time you're hailing the person, calling the person Baba, the toilet for the person. Nothing will happen. Let me talk here. My name is retired captain, naval captain Ogunofo. You don't rise up and come and tell and say, okay, I don't do the right thing. Sorry.
Okay. We're not go stop reminding them.
Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen.
God bless you, Baba. Man, take another one then, all right? Thanks so much.
Okay, my brother.
You have a good
night. Greet the family.
I will, sir. And yours too. Thanks a lot. So I have another caller, but I'm going to tell my caller to kind of give me a sec. I say thank you to this my super chatters. People are being generous to me tonight. Yomi Totu, God bless you for that. And same thing goes for the 23-24. I mean, it's been a while I heard from you too, so God bless you too. And I have a caller which I suspect to be Sham. Is that you?
It's me.
You would never know how I got to know. It's because you haven't changed those, that profile picture.
I haven't changed the profile yet.
Oh, you got it. Right. Now, the moment you change it, then I'll be confused. Then I'll be like that, trying to get the voice and all that. How are you doing tonight?
I'm thinking about changing it though.
Now I'm going to pay attention to the next one. Hopefully, I'll quickly pick it. How is it, ma'am, tonight or afternoon?
It's evening.
Is it
at the moment? It's yes, it is.
You have probably been watching behind there for a while, so as usual, you have something for us, right?
I have something for us, but I just want to the Temple of Truth to indulge me today, because I want to not focus on what we've talked about, although it is still in the same vein of what you've been saying to us since February, I think.
Wow, I know.
It's been a while. It's been a while that you've been talking about this thing. Okay, so please just indulge me a little bit.
Please,
I'm sure everyone is fully aware about what's going on in the world today. Israel and Hamas and the war, the loss of lives, and all of that.
That's right.
Now, my question to the people in the temple is, do you remember when you've heard people being interviewed about their level of exposure? They talk about how they've traveled the world. They've been to all kinds of places in the world. And when they say, okay, these are the places I've been to in the world, no one mentions anywhere in Africa. Has it ever occurred to anyone? They rarely mention anywhere in Africa. The most will probably be South Africa, or maybe Egypt even, because even the Egyptians don't regard themselves.
So to some extent, Ghana, they do mention that.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, when
they rarely do. Most often than not, what you get is, I've traveled around the world. When they list the places that they've traveled, they haven't been to a Black African country, right? I'm going somewhere with this, right? Now, we are a people easily disregarded, easily dismissed, easily set aside, inconsequential most of the time. Now, our airwaves, news, everything is dominated by Israel, Hamas, the war in Israel, the war in Hamas. They have about 2,000, at least 2,600 people dead total from both sides, Palestine and Israel. But my people, how many of our people are dead? How many of our own Nigerians are dead? Since the inception of this demonstration of crazy,
24 years.
How many of our people have died, are still dying, will still die, right? Who talks about that? On the world scale, on the world stage, who talks about it? Which country has said, I went to church this morning.
Right.
I went to church this morning, and the prayers were for, in fact, everything was about Israel and Hamas. Everything was about Israel and Hamas. When Ukraine was on fire, everything was about Ukraine. But when Ukraine,
there were these pastors in Nigeria that were actually like asking their church members to pray for Ukraine. You remember that one? That time, yeah. Now, right now in Nigeria, the Muslims are asking people to pray for Hamas.
To pray for
the Christians are asking people to pray for Israel.
Pray for
and
Israel.
humanity losses in both sides. I mean, cannot be compared to what is being lost in Nigeria every month.
Cannot be compared. Will never be compared to what is going on a daily basis in Nigeria.
Exactly.
People that are being killed in Nigeria. Listen, I'm going somewhere, and I want the people in the temple to please listen to me. These people don't care about us. They do not care about Black people in any way, shape, or form. We are a disregarded people. And when we start to understand that our battle is not just against the likes of Tinubu, it is about how the world views Black people in general. Do you understand? How our issues are not front and center because we do not matter. No one can say to me that they are not aware of the atrocities that Western nations commit in our continent on a daily basis, but no church talks on it. Nobody speaks on it because it's easier to label the Black man as unintelligent and ungovernable. That is why they are the way they are. But the truth is that is a blatant lie.
It is.
Because I'm 100% sure that each and every one of us who has a family understands basic economics. I need money. I need to take care of my family. I need to send my kids to school. I need to ensure that they have their needs, not their wants, but their needs. If I can provide wants, I will provide wants, but they have their basic needs. Right? I need to set aside something for my old age, retirement, savings, this and that. So nobody tell me, just like every individual on this earth, right? But the problem is that we are saddled with people, with criminals who are in cahoots, and I don't care, who are in cahoots with people who would rather see this nation just the way it is because it benefits them. Right? Now, if you people remember, they have the field Negroes, they had the house Negroes, and then they had their... Now, the house Negroes, right, most often than not, were helped the slave owners to control the field Negroes.
That's right.
What we are the field Negroes. Because even when we come here, right, we're already looked at as less than. We have to prove ourselves. Our children will have to prove themselves regardless of, their abilities. Why am I saddled with those? Why do they need to prove themselves? The only person they need to be proving themselves to is the God who gave them the potential and themselves. Not even me as a parent. I don't burden my kids with that. They need to make themselves proud. They need to glorify their God with their potential. That's what I train them. Okay? But now as a Black person, you're saddled with how they look at you, how they already view you. Do you understand?
I think
you have to deal with
down
that.
To terrible leadership that outrightly depreciates our value and make the world see us as of less value, unfortunately.
That is the point. That is where I'm driving at. So when we see, and that's why I understand the sentiments around, let us break up as a country. But I still believe what Dele Fawasinu said, right? You need to be free and feel free, and then you can decide whether or not you can come together as one country, or you want to go your separate ways. And if you're going to stay together as one country, you are doing so because you buy in. There is a reason why you are doing it together. It is a collective, decision that this is where we want to go. An agreement, and we decide how we govern one another, how we govern one another, how we manage those resources. Do you understand? Because as it is now, let us understand that we are the field Negroes. These criminals are the house
country.
Yes, we in our own supposed country. And if we do not get rid of these house Negroes who don't understand that at the end of the day, they are still Negroes.
They are still.
Okay? They are still Negroes. Listen, anyone that thinks, okay, I don't want to die, let me tell you, you're already dead.
They have no idea.
Already. blood. And when you look at all the history of revolutions by those field Negroes, because they did revolt, and like you're saying, they will revolt at some point. I just wish that the revolution would be today, because we need it to be now. This place, Marigo, I know you're having this place is not for us. Where we need to be is in our continent, developing our continent, pouring our potential and our resources in our own continent. Exactly, for our own people.
Sham, something is that a lot of us who had the dream of what we wanted Nigeria to be, or should we say our immediate environment to be, wherever we came from at the time, those dreams are, they are fast fading away these days when a lot of you have been so successful abroad. Now, the dream of you going back to reinvest back into that or give back to that community or that state or that country and help take people out of poverty and every other thing that is being inflicted on the country. Now, that dream that a lot of people had when they were leaving Nigeria, they've achieved all they wanted to achieve abroad right now. The only thing that is left is that they can no longer go back to that Nigeria, because that Nigeria is not different from that Nigeria they had dream about. It's more divided, misruled, misgoverned, and in fact terrorized there today. So you are right. Until a lot of us begin to, see what is being taken from us, that, except we, like you said, except we deal with these criminals first, then I believe we probably have so much to lose.
Yes, we have, unless we see that, and and a lot of people are saying that, unless, and I've always said it, Mario, if you remember, Black lives matter only when it starts to matter to Black people. Exactly. Forget about the others. And I am not looking for validation from anybody. I'm just telling what the reality is. When you step here as a Black person, it doesn't matter whether or not you're looking for their validation. They already see you a certain way, but you want to prove yourself. But my point is that we don't have to be saddled with those. No. We need to go out there knowing that we can and we will and we do. Okay? But first of all, as it is in our country, right? Because they look at us and they say this continent is ungovernable. That is not true. We've just been saddled with the wrong. Exactly, they can't even govern themselves. So let us go and help them. Which one? The only help that they're giving is themselves, because they create the chaos here and take our natural resources whilst we're there fighting each other about imaginary things. And dare I say, right? Because you've talked a lot about religion. I feel like if we ever reconstitute the Constitution, we need to put religion. Religion is your own. That is your business.
Like take it completely out of governance. Like take it out of it totally.
Take it out of governance totally. Your religion is your own. I believe in God. Yes, I believe, and the rest of my family and my friends, I will evangelize the way I can. Yes. But for governance, you need to take it out of governance, because it is divisive at this point in time, until the people mature enough to understand that your religion is your own. It has nothing to do with the next person. Anyway, that is something that touched my heart today. Because
go on, ma'am.
Once we're in church, right? Yes. They prayed for prayed for Israel. They sang the Israeli national anthem in church, right? And you're saying that you have Christians who are Palestinians, who are Christians. How are they supposed to feel? So there's I just feel like at the bottom line is, even if all of this is going on, our issues are not front and center. They don't care about us. They do not care about our ideologies. They don't care about our philosophies. They want to voice whatever they want to voice on us because they feel they're progressive. We need to stand up for ourselves. And the only way we can is to get rid of this backward
criminals. You're so right. You know something also, Charm, right? You know something, ma'am, right? You remember this scenario about America, France doing their gra with the Niger Republic, yeah? And then we were waiting, they're going to probably start something like counter coup, or they're going to stage some revolution, or whatever, all those things that a lot of people imagined at the time. The Nigerians stood their ground, right? And France finally announced that, okay, they were leaving, and they were leaving them with their resources. American government had to issue a statement a few days ago to say they have now recognized the junta in Niger, which means, listen, if all of us realizes that our destiny is in our own hands, blame these West less and face these criminals once and for all, if we go after these rogues one day, don't think America is going to come and protect these criminals, or UK is going to begin to defend them. They will stay away. When you finish dealing with them, whoever is in charge, they will come back and say, well done, we support your idea. And that means if we don't do it ourselves, nobody is coming to do it, Sham. Nigerians are pretty much free now, like pretty much.
Well, we hope so, because you know that what the reliance that France has on Niger is monumental. They're not going to let them go that easily.
They have to let them go now. That's the surprise. That's what I'm trying to make up for you, that they won a diplomatic war here, right? France thought they could cajole West African to invade Niger. That didn't work. They decided to use American, what have you, to give them back so that they could use all their 3,000 soldiers in that axis, right, to invade Niger. That didn't fly as well, right? Now, at the end of the day, they said, okay, you know what? We are going to leave your country. So they had to leave Niger. Now, they have no access to all of their resources anymore. Yeah, even though all of those stolen whatever from Niger, they are still in French bank. They haven't cleared the return of that. As of today, anything when Niger won't sell now them, they be the negotiator themselves, something they've never had for over 60 years. So the bottom line is that when we thought that they will fight back and crush them, and those people stood their ground and ready to die, look at how all of that ended up having to work in their favor. The only condition they are giving them now is that shall try and go back to democracy soon. Okay? There's not going to be any invasion. There's not going to be this or that. But that's a win for them. Something that used to be a dream. Sure, you know. So the point here now is that if one day we decided to go after these rogues, I can tell people that America no go save them. UK no go save them. All these people that you are thinking they are their friends, they won't save them. But we need to sum up that courage to be willing to go after them. Until then, they do business with them. Sham.
You know what? Like I said, this is something that touched me deeply, and what
I'm glad.
What I just realized is that this is not just even a battle for the soul of the country; it's even a battle bigger than ours. And I feel like the way Nigeria plays a pivotal role in how we move. Because if a Black African country like Nigeria can get it right, it starts to, how will I put it? It has a domino effect in the rest. And there are a lot of people in Central Africa who are talking about uniting Africa as well. I know that we are still a long way from that. We need to solve this problem right now, this problem of these criminals that we have in power. Then,
thank you so
much. Deciding what we're going to do. Sorry to be ranting, but I just felt that.
No, you're not. The people shouldn't be sorry on that, okay? You know, one thing is that when we strike something like to start a conversation, okay, you have no idea a lot of people that probably have the same thought like you, and the moment you begin to talk about it, that is you bringing them into something that they probably wishes that pops up. So I don't write off anyone's opinion when it comes to this, because it makes it more widening and kind of elaborative, and you'll be surprised a lot of people that will pick the line as well from where you are stopping. Thank you, Shima.
Thank you, Mike.
Cham, rather, I said Shima. Thanks a lot, okay?
Take care.
You too.
Enjoy the rest.
I'm going to take one last call, and I'm going to call it tonight. Remember, you can still like my video, okay? You still like this broadcast. You're not going to see my face for the next 5 days. You better look at it very well today, like capture it very well. You're going to miss the face. However, my last caller on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Brother Mayegun. This is Beatrice, London.
Oh, dear, ma'am. Lady Beatrice. Good enough that you are also able to get on, ma'am, tonight. How are you?
I'm really enjoying everything. I was not there yesterday, but I watched it today.
Did you? Okay.
And it's wonderful, the messages you are trying to put out there.
Thank you, ma'am.
But one thing I found out concerning our country,
yes, ma'am.
We must find a way to unite the country, to unite the youth, because the youth, the type of hate they have that is planted in them is horrible. And these people that are destroying the country, they are very happy that we are not united. If we can manage to unite from these messages you're sending, like the guy who spoke about you using different languages. I was even going to suggest that perhaps he could be like translator for you as you're talking. It's also like maybe, I don't know how it's going to work out, to speak it in Hausa, and maybe there'll be somebody to stretch it out in Yoruba and so on. Because we grew, I am a born and bred in Lagos daughter. And I don't see any difference between Yoruba and Igbo. All my in-laws are Yorubas. I have 3 daughters. 2 are married to Yorubas.
Bless you.
And they are very happy with their partners. So I don't know what it is. And if you come to the Obi issue and all these issues, it's not a Yoruba Igbo issue.
We keep trying
Obi
to tell them.
only trying. The other Yoruba guy, younger than Obi, what is his? Showore, or is it?
Yeah, Moyele Showore.
Yeah, I listened to him the other day. This guy has also points. He just wants Nigeria to be good. So, and there's no need. We're trying to destroy ourselves using the mechanisms of these people in power. There has to be a way.
Rhetorics.
Yes, there has to be a way to tell our children, will you stop that? The Igbo man or Yoruba man or Hausa man is not your problem.
No.
Our problems are not us. Our problems are the people in power.
That's right.
And they are doing it like divide and rule.
You know, who have developed the art of divide and rule.
Yes,
not for the growth of Nigeria, but to keep Nigeria stagnant and Nigerians divided. Look at us.
The same system America used to divide the Indians. The Indians, Pakistan, all these people around there, they are not friends. But before the UK people came there, they were friends. They were brothers and sisters.
They were same.
And if you come to Nigeria, when they said you discovered us, how did they discover? They came to heaven to bring Nigeria onto the earth.
I wonder.
So all these things, we have to find a way to educate our people, to stop this hate within us. This hate is what these idiots, if you allow me to use that word.
You're so welcome, I'm gone.
For these people, this is what they are using to move forward and to carry all our money overseas. They bank them, some of them in the house. You saw recently, last year, how container loads of money, we are rotten money.
I know.
Whereas from state governors, not from President Buhari, from state governors. But all the state governors are equally criminals.
You know, owing salaries, owing workers, unpaid contractors. I mean,
and you keep the money in your house. And then the money got congealed and rotten. A particular man went to the warehouse to go and clean the place and count the money.
And it was already destroyed.
Yeah, he took pictures and put it on the net.
I saw it.
He said, he just said, look at when people are hungry, look at what money is doing. We have to find a way to punish these people. These governors that that store the money in their houses, nobody is talking about them.
No.
Nobody. They are even worse than the ones in Aso Rock.
You know?
Because the Aso Rock release money to them, and they don't do anything with the money.
They just share it.
They share it within them. And then Aso Rock is sharing their own, sending over.
So there's nobody checking on anybody. So it's a free for all. And at the end of the day, the people are the victims of it all. It's so unfortunate. It's so sad.
Instead of the youth from every angle of Nigeria to be against these people, we are fighting against each other.
I know.
What have I done to you because I'm Igbo? What have you done to me because you're Yoruba?
Because I'm a Yoruba.
I lived together with Yorubas in the building where we lived in Lagos. When I was going to work, I left my medical card on the television. My door was never closed. Was never locked. I used to have a house help or two. But in case of any emergency, my neighbors will come. My son drank bleach when he was little.
Oh.
He's 45 now, going to 46.
Bless him.
He drank bleach. I was at work.
Oh dear.
So the girl in the house couldn't help. My son his tongue was coming out. He was shouting. This girl didn't know how to, he just went out shouting. My neighbors, left and right, are Yorubas.
All came together.
They came together, carried this boy, took him to a hospital called Mount Sinai Hospital at Ebutemeta. Stayed there, took care of the boy. Then one of them came home. And I was heavily pregnant at the time.
Oh, no, bless you.
Yeah, then I was downstairs. The issue where I used to call on my baby, that mommy is home. Mommy is home. But that woman was up. He said, come up, come up. When I got upstairs, he said, your baby is in the hospital. Tell me, if these women, if we were divided.
Yeah, if it is today's time that everybody is just so interested in hating one another, it could have been a different story.
That boy would have died. They came and supported without me there. They cared for my baby the same way I care for their own children. So these people in
So what
Aso Rock,
happened to us, ma? In your own way, if you look at it, like what happened? When? Like what happened to us?
Aso Rocking idiots and the governors. They are the one that is messing up the society. So we people should not bank on whatever they are doing, even if you are benefiting from it. Shouldn't be the yardstick to be hating somebody who didn't do you anything. My son-in-law, the two son-in-laws I have, they are very lovely son-in-laws. They are Yorubas. They love me and they respect me. Even the third one now want to marry. My last boy want to marry. He also wants to marry a Yoruba.
See?
By the time they wanted to marry during that problem election, I said, please, now that they are saying they want to kill all Yorubas, let us all Igbos, let us wait until this thing comes down.
And there are so many families that actually had to rethink of a lot of things about their own relationship because of this election stuff.
I was born and bred in Lagos. Lagos is in fact, my first home. I grew in Yoruba land. Ofa. Some of us grew in Ofa, Kwara State, because my father was a railway man.
Oh, bless you.
You understand me? So why should we allow these idiots over there to destroy us? We should be able to begin to talk together as Mayegu is doing. As Mayegu is doing, and there's one other person too doing it. Come together and say, no, leave that people alone. They didn't do you anything.
No.
This guy in America, this lawyer, what's his name? That lawyer who said they should come and take him to court.
Oh, I haven't picked up that yet, but yeah, okay.
They should, I've forgotten his name just now. They should take me to court. These people are this, that man is a criminal.
Oh, you mean Dele Farotimi?
Dele Farotimi.
Oh, he's actually, yeah, I mean, he's there with them in Lagos, so strong man.
He's back now. I thought he was in America.
He was, but you know, it was like he kept going here and there anyway. But he was in America sometimes in July, I think, July, August. He's there with them in Lagos, so.
Yeah, I'm not hiding from them. They should come and arrest me.
Exactly.
This is how we should behave, because he's trying to save Nigeria for all of us. Imagine when there's trouble in Israel, they all come together to fight for their country.
They do.
Even the Palestinians that are trying to get their freedom, they are also fighting together.
They are also fighting. And if you see both of them, they will tell you, we are fighting for our freedom. We are fighting for what we believe in. What are the Nigerians fighting for?
Not only Nigerians who are just there to enslave us, to destroy us. Are you getting me?
I do, man. Thank you so much.
Money to nobody takes money to the grave.
Nobody.
Please
nobody,
help me.
Vanity. You are right. We'll keep doing it, and we should do it more. By ensuring the message gets to those who really need to get them by all means.
Love among us. It is not the Igbo man that is troubling you.
No.
Even if the whole Igbo during the war they still came back with 2020. Is it 20 naira or
20 pounds? Oh, they gave them 20 pounds, which is pretty much like 20 naira.
They survived. I met the hardship.
They built from that. They rebuilt from that, and yet, Nigeria has still not learned anything from that.
My father carried us 8 children into the bush.
Oh,
we are suffering inside the bush. War is not good.
It's not.
And punishing us now is not Britain. It's not America. No. It is our own people in government. America has left us. If anything is happening now between America and Nigeria, it is the foolishness of our presidents, our leaders. Mm-hmm. If you come to my house now and knock my door and say you want to carry my couch, I will ask you, what do you want to do with it?
Exactly.
You cannot just come and take the only couch I have and take it.
And then you tell me to keep quiet and say, "Day."
Tell me to keep quiet because he says, no.
It doesn't work that way. No.
If now Niger has succeeded in pushing away France from their country.
At least they won that diplomatic war. People didn't know. People do actually see, Nigerians sometimes don't have a clue what just happened in Niger. But maybe if those who are in charge of Niger today, if they will be magnanimous enough to consolidate such to the benefit of the Niger people in a few years' time, maybe Nigerians will appreciate what just happened in Niger. But it's Africa. You can't put your money on it. Those ones too, they go do something that will eventually make us feel like, what's the difference?
Yeah, he wants to go and fight Niger, but he cannot fight himself out of his own troubles.
You know?
Yeah? My brother.
Thank you, ma'am.
You are doing so well, and I wish I can talk more, but I have
you have talked a lot. You know, I have spoken for some time, and when somebody like yourself and all the callers call in, right, and they bring their own perspective to the conversation, that is the icing on the cake. A lot of people love this part. Yeah?
We need to unite.
We need to. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate this, and as always, right, thank you so much for stopping by, ma'am. Okay, you have a good night over there.
Bye.
Our lady. Bye. Lady Beatrice. Sure, this is where we are going to draw the curtains. Yesterday, I appealed to you, my friends, that we intend, okay, to pull our resources together and get Mr. Luke Mon's brother that bike that we promised him last month. Okay. We figured it out that before things get completely out of hand, before we will have to pay 2 million naira for a bike, as the inflation of Nigeria is currently going, I still want to count on you to make this happen for him. Okay, this month possibly. We are looking for 800,000 naira, Nigerian naira, or 750 pounds. 750 pounds, or $800 or 1,000 Canadian dollars, or sorry, is that 1,000 Canadian dollars or 900 Canadian dollars? It's all messy right now. But somebody reacted to my appeal yesterday and they gave us 30 pounds. Thank you very much if you're watching me. I got your money. I got your donation, okay? So I'm looking forward to all of you who really want to be part of it too, okay? Please make it happen. Maybe I can buy it for him by Friday when I come back from my own vacation. But until then, I'm going to say goodbye to all of us in the Temple of Truth. The next 5 days is going to be without my face, like you have it right now. Not our studio like and all that. But I promise you one thing, okay? If I have to make sure that I address you based on anything so kind of important that just happened, I will do that. But apart from that, I encourage you to keep yourselves sort of, occupied with all of the messages of Mayegun's Diary Political on this platform. You can also look out for this replay of this video tomorrow. But apart from that, I want to say, please, keep it together. Don't lose your focus. Don't lose your gained sort of information and then open mind. All the things that you have learned over the time. This is going to be the first time we're going to have a long break that you won't see my face. I'm going to be with you. Trust me, I'm going to be with you. So thank you so much for everything. And I will see you some other time. Until then, stay safe and don't leave without dropping your offering. Good night.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Máyégún dáyàrí pòlítíkò.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún dáyàrí láyé bí nọ́mbà wá.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o ákàmù máyé ń ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.